This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed Martial A-Holes! MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC 235, Fight Week, Smith, Jones, Usman, Woodley, Ben Askren, Lawler. Let's talk about it with the MMA-Holes. Wednesday! That's right, it's Wednesday night, TGIW MMA-Holes, Season 3, Episode number 8. Jessie, how are you?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. I hope everyone in the chat is wonderful, wonderful, because we have a jam-packed show, 2 strong hours tonight on the MMA-Holes, and I tell you, I really look forward to Wednesdays, Jessie.
Why?
Because Wednesdays are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's right. We're back in the studio. I feel like it's been forever. When was the last time we were in the studio?
Friday. Saturday. Sorry. Saturday.
Wonderful.
Saturday was the last time, but it feels like forever ago, right?
Yeah.
We took off Monday. We went to a concert. We sort of Disturbed. Jessie went in our first mosh pit. We spoke about that last night on our phone stream.
I should have worn my Disturbed shirt tonight.
You should have, but you're not.
But I'm not.
Speaking of shirts, Jessie, we have some new shirts on the MMAHoles.com. Check it out. The MMAHoles.com, St. Patty's Day right around the corner. And we have the release.
The Dragons.
Finally, we have that shirt, Jessie. It's been forever, and finally we have the Release the Dragon shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, so
You
check it
should
out.
show them.
Now I'll show it maybe later.
Okay.
The MMAHoles.com. Go to the merch section. It is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, here we go. Check this out. I'm going to finish you, John Jones. It sounds nothing like Anthony Smith. He's more like, I'm going to finish you, John Jones. But yeah, that's what he's saying. Anthony Smith finishing John Jones.
Do that again?
What?
Your rendition.
Of Anthony Smith?
Yeah.
Which one?
The I'm going to finish you, John Jones.
Yeah, but which version?
No, the second one. The last one. The most recent one.
I'm going to finish you, John. That one?
No.
I'm going to finish you, John Jones.
Yeah, that one.
That one?
That one sounded a little more like Jones, no?
No, he has a deep voice, too.
Ah.
Let's play the video. Check it out. Over here. I'm going to finish you, John Jones. Here's Anthony Smith. Looks like New York City, which is bizarre. What's he doing in New York? I don't know. TMZ Sports. Check it out on the MMAHoles.com.
The odds makers do what they do, and it's their job to make the odds. You know, it's my job to fight. I don't make it bigger than it is. It's just another fight. You know, because he's been successful before me doesn't mean anything.
I'm glad you brought up the odds makers, because actually right now for the fight, Vegas actually has you as a major underdog.
For sure.
As you already
Major underdog. Check out BetDSI. Now, he was a plus 700 at one point. Mm-hmm. Do not wait. Do not wait. If you're going to bet just for the fuck of it, right? Maybe you don't think Smith's going to win, but now he's a plus 575. Don't wait to make this bet. Make it immediately. There's a link in the description. Promo code MMAHole. You get even extra money, right? Double it up.
Do you think Smith actually might win this?
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll be going back and forth. We did a poll. We're going to show you guys the poll. Anthony Smith thinks so. And there is a reason why he's a heavy underdog, because I'm going to say I've been saying that for a while, and I would like to see Anthony Smith win.
It's just interesting to me, his level of calmness. You know, when they're talking about how he's an underdog and everything, he's not like the other fighters who talk shit and then lose. Like, he's extraordinarily calm, right? This is a little bizarre to me.
You know why he's calm, Jessie?
Why?
Because he moved up in weight, right? He's on a fantastic run, and he has nothing to lose. Yes, he has the fight to lose, but he really has nothing to lose. Everyone thinks he's going to lose his fight. So if he wins, it's going to be like a surprise. Now, I don't think any fighter goes into a fight thinking they're going to lose. right? But he literally has nothing to lose here. So I think that's what makes him very dangerous. He's got some jits. He's got some powerful hands. There's always that possibility. Let's see what else he had to say on TMZ.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
What is your advice to any fans of yours or people who may be betting or just Vegas in general? I mean, anyone spend some money on you, they could win a nice chunk of change, man.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to make some money, throw some money on me, man. But if you don't,
He's saying if you want to make some money, throw some money on him, Jesse.
Right.
BetDSI, right? The only way to do it.
Are you throwing money on him?
You know what? Here's the deal. I wanted to throw money on him when he was a plus 700, and I waited like an idiot. So now, if I'm going to put money, it's going to be tonight. That's when I'm going to do it. I'm definitely doing it on Marty because Marty's going to win, Jesse.
Wait, so are you throwing money on Marty or on Anthony
I'm throwing
Smith?
money on Marty. And now there is not as much of a push or a bonus with Usman, right?
Yeah.
He's a plus 142, but he is the underdog in the fight. So you always got to bet on an underdog, and that's the one I'm going to pick, Marty Usman, Kimura Usman. But, Anthony Smith is something that you just kind of throw some cash out there, and you're like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's see what else he has to say. He says bet on him.
Right.
He says do it. He says go for it. Let me know in the chat if you are betting on Anthony Smith.
and you bet against me, I'm sorry, you're going to lose your money. And to everyone else, give me 25 minutes of your time. Give me 25 minutes of your time, and I'll make it worth it. I'm not.
One thing about Smith is I got to say I really like the guy. He is a very likable guy. As much as we joke around and say he's like, hey, you guys, because he really does look like Sloth. Besides his looks, he's a likable guy.
Here to prove that I'm better all around than John Jones. I just want the title belt around his waist. I don't give a shit about anything else.
How do you plan on making that happen?
I'm gonna finish John Jones, man. I'm gonna
finish John Jones, Jesse. This is an actual picture from the fight. I jumped into a time machine. This is him finishing him. Anthony Smith. Is he gonna finish John Jones, JBH?
I gotta be honest with you. When the poll first went up, I voted no. I said no way is he gonna finish John Jones. John Jones is the GOAT as far as fighting is concerned, and there's no possible way. But I gotta say, I feel that Anthony Smith is remarkably calm for a reason, and I think the answer's right under our noses, and we're all completely ignoring it because we have this idea of John Jones as a fighter. Part of me actually thinks that Anthony Smith might take this fight. As bizarre as it sounds, because John Jones is such an incredible fighter, I don't know, there's just something bizarre about this, and it kind of leads me into this temptation to want to lean on Anthony Smith's side.
I see in the chat saying don't lose your money, bet on John Jones. Here's the thing. If you're going to place a bet, don't bet on John Jones because you're not going to win anything. I mean, you literally have to spend a lot to actually win something out of that. So I wouldn't advise you putting money on that situation just because of the lopsidedness of it. So if you're going to spend some money and you want to just take a gamble, you got to throw it on Smith, right? I mean, he is still a heavy underdog, and he's a plus, 575. Do not wait. If you're going to bet, don't wait because it's going to get even closer. I guarantee when we get closer to UFC 235, this is going to be a plus 300 or a plus 400. So do not wait if you're going to make the bet. We did a poll on the MMA-Holes, and 401 people have voted, and we said, will there be an upset this weekend? 57% said no, and 43% said yes. I'm quite surprised of how close this is because honestly, if I had to vote on this, I would say no. I would say, yeah, John Jones has got this. This is an easy one. There's a reason why it's as lopsided as it is. So I would be heavy on the no side of things. But are you surprised, Jesse, on how close this poll is?
I don't know. I'm not surprised. I think a lot of people are leaning towards John Jones, and rightfully so. I mean, technically speaking, he is the better fighter. So it makes sense that he's the favorite. It makes sense that everybody's on his side. But it doesn't surprise me that it's kind of close. 43-57, I mean, just 7% more, and that's a 50-50 shot right there. That doesn't surprise me.
That's true. All right, let's see what the chat says over here and get your votes on the MMA-Holes community section. Right now, 57% say no. And 43% say yes. All right, let's see what the chat says.
Fuck you, Jones says, Nightbot, K-Dub, Smith has a legit shot. Jordan Spain near the upset. Is Cody Gab gonna win? 2 Joint says, Fuki, ESPN Plus, and Fight Pass, and FFL faggots. Jordan Spanier says, Jessie is not hot as fuck. Grow up. She's too young. Thank you. Jordan Spanier. I appreciate your compliments. Sean Hart says, we believe JJ will win, but we want Smith to get the upset. Zion Lux, LOL, Marty copying Woodley's every move during the face-off. Drunk Savage says, Marty gonna die. Joshua, bet on Jeremy. Just Blaze says, Smith is my favorite up-and-coming fighter, but he going against the GOAT. Law of Attraction says, JBH and Chris never say hi to us anymore. Hello, Law of... Actually, put this on me.
Okay, Jesse.
Ready?
Here you go.
Hello, Law of Attraction, and his wonderful, wonderful girlfriend. I think it's his girlfriend, right? Is his girlfriend? I saw him say she's watching with him. So.
Oh.
Is it his girlfriend?
I think so. I didn't know he's smashing her.
Law of Attraction, and his beautiful, wonderful, wonderful girlfriend.
Yo, smash that ass.
How's
Smash
that,
that. No Mexican. Bow, 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 pew, 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 pew. Get in there, Law. Get in there. All right.
Was that a good hello, Law?
OG's New G MMA-Holes, thank you for joining us. This is TGIW. 20 likes.
20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes. 20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes.
I hope the dislikes die leprosy.
Thank you for the likes tonight. It is very wonderful, wonderful. Every time you tickle that like box over here, we'll play that stupid song 20 times. 20 times. 20 likes. We'll play this 20 like song. And yeah, this Saturday, we're going to be doing another giveaway. That's right. All you got to be, and this is not, and listen, shout out to the patrons. We're not going to do a patron giveaway. We're going to do an everybody giveaway. So if you're watching UFC 235, the fight reaction on Saturday, which I'm telling you, this card is really something else. May be the best card of the year. By the way, this poster, too. Look at this. This poster is very nice, right? I kind of like that.
What?
I'm digging it.
Are you kidding me?
I'm digging it. Yeah, I don't know why.
You like that?
I like the backlight, you know, the dramatic
That
look.
looks...
I like that they both look like rigor mortis is set in. I'm into that.
All right.
I don't know why.
To me, it's just plain. Like, it's so common that...
Well, sometimes less is more, Jessie.
I guess.
I don't know. I like it. All right, so here we go. Let's go to the card and let's look through what's on this card. We're going to get to the news. Open the phone lines later in the show. 2 sexy hours of us. John Jones versus Anthony Smith is at the top of the card. Marty Usman versus Tyron Woodley is the co-main event. And a lot of people are like, Chris, how could you pick Usman in this fight? Man, we've been riding this. This is the moment that the Mystical One and JBH have been waiting for. We've been on Usman forever. Like, we were like, this is the guy. Here's your new welterweight champ. Finally, Jessie, the moment is going to come where Marty Usman's going to prove us right, and Tyron Woodley's going to fall. The first time in a long time that I can remember that Tyron Woodley's actually the favorite in a fight. Usually he's the underdog.
Yeah.
Mark my words. Tyron Woodley's going to fucking lose. You can fucking timestamp this shit. Bet on the under, Marty Usman. Let's go to the next fight over here on the card. As we have Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren.
Askren.
Ooh, Jesse's giving all the picks tonight. Likes the Benjamin Askren. I think this is a tough one because this is his first fight in the UFC. I know he's undefeated. He's a fantastic grappler, right? Yeah. But we never know with Robbie Lawler. Once you think he's done, boom, he wins a title. Like, it doesn't make any sense with this guy. Maybe he is done. Who knows? And that's why we're going to watch this fight. The China. I was going to call it the China Tornado. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Tisha Torres is fighting Weili Zhang. That's right. Don't care. But the Tiny Tomato Can will be fighting on the card.
I was just going to say, isn't that the one you called the Tiny Tomato Can?
Yeah, she's the Tiny Tomato Can. Cody Garbrandt versus Pedro Munoz. Interesting fight over here. Not quite the layup, but you never know, right? Blech. Is Cody Garbrandt done? Is the chin gone, Jessie?
Blech. Those two were sucking each other's dicks at the press conference.
All right. Yes. I'm into that. What? Yeah, I don't know. It was a little... Listen, you take away the little press conference, the pre-fight press conference, and these two are good fighters. Fight. So
yeah. I'm going Munoz.
Are you just going to give you all your picks tonight, huh,
no.
Jessie?
All right.
Just give it away.
Don't take what I say. Don't solidify what I say here. Don't put it in writing because I might change it. I always end up changing something right before the fights. So
too late. Just wrote it down.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what's on the preliminaries. Now that's your main card. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially the top three. I'm down with that. The Tiny Tomato Can I couldn't care less about. She's a gatekeeper. That's what she is to me. That's what she is.
Shame on you.
She's a lesbian gatekeeper. Cody Garbrandt. I'm curious to see what is left of. Hey man, how you doing? I'm curious to see what's left of him. Maybe he's done. All right, Jeremy Stevens versus Zabit. What do you think about that? Jeremy motherfucking Stevens.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Zabist
Versus the Zabist.
Zabist.
I kind of like. I've been picking against Stevens a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
This one here, I might pick him at a plus 199.
Mm-hmm.
I might do it. I might do that. I might go that. Jessie, give them more advice if they make a bet. Let's go, motherfuckers!
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-HOLE and get up to 100% bonus match. BetDSI is top rated on betting review sites. Use your sports knowledge to make some extra cash. BetDSI has a very user-friendly interface and mobile site as well as the fastest payouts in the industry. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything, including NFL, NCAA Football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all other major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. Try live betting at BetDSI, where you can bet on games through the entire matchup, every play, and every minute until the end. New members get 100% bonus match using promo code MMA-HOLE. Again, with the link in the description below. That's more than double your money to start winning today. We played there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to the fights or any other sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI and use promo code MMA-HOLE with the link in the description below and get this limited time 100% bonus offer to make some extra cash in the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's right, BetDSI. Go check him out.
One of my
Promo
best
code.
reads.
That was a fan. Jessie, you did it
Woo!
again. You done did it again.
Man, what can I say?
Wonderful, wonderful.
I'm so good.
Wonderful.
All right, so shout out to our sponsor, BetDSI. I'm putting money on Woodley. I mean, on Usman. Correction.
Yeah.
Usman. But I'm eyeballing this Jeremy Stevens fight. I'm sorry.
Are you really? Like, is it that much of a question for you? Are you really going to put money on Stevens?
I don't bet on Stevens, right? I don't think I think he's overhyped, overrated, but he is a veteran. He's been around for a minute.
But
he's got that chip on his shoulder, and Zabit's overrated. Zabit sucks. He sucks.
Have you seen Zabit fight?
He's boring.
He's overrated?
He's over boring. That's what he is. He's a goddamn overrated Abraham Lincoln lookalike. He is never going to be a champ.
I cannot wait.
He sucks.
I cannot wait until you get on your knees
I'm never.
and praise me for my Zabit choice.
Never, Jessie. It's never happening.
Wait.
I'm telling you, Zabit's boring.
Zabist.
He is boring. I know everyone's like, oh my God, you know, when you train with the guy, he's a goddamn animal. He's a goddamn animal. Just because he doesn't take a shower doesn't mean he's an animal, you know? Jessie? He clearly doesn't take a shower.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. Look at him. He looks like he's on the subway begging for some cash.
Just because he has a beard?
Yeah, there he is. Zabit.
He looks great.
All right, 16-1, impressive. Scroll through his record over here, and here we go. A lot of wins. All he does is win, right? Jessie's all on a board. Nice little UFC run over here.
Yeah.
And he has a big one against Jeremy Stevens. Biggest fight over here. He beat Brandon Davis with the knee bar, and that was pretty, that was nasty, so I'll give him that. The decision, the anaconda choke, rear naked choke, cancel bout, you get the punches. So, you know, he's been on a nice little run. I think he sucks.
On a nice little run? This guy's a beast. There's a reason his name is The Beast.
Look what Duke Chronic said. Who has he fought? That's a good question. Look through the fucking people. No one gives a shit.
It doesn't matter. But look how he wins, too.
Although Brandon Davis and Kyle Bochniak do have good records, you know. But, I mean, honestly, are they going to be anything?
He's a very well-rounded fighter you're shitting on right now.
He sucks. He's ass. And Jeremy Stevens.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I'm jumping on. I haven't jumped on the Jeremy Stevens train, but I'm going for it. The guy's got 400 fights.
Oh, I can't believe it.
I'm doing it. I'm going for it.
I can't believe it.
He's going to knock him out. He's going to knock the slaves out of his head.
You are out of your mind.
He's going to send him back to the balcony. He's going to execute him on a balcony. That's what he's going to do, Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot him in the back of the head in a theater. Or in a cage.
What's he going to yell after he wins? He's going to yell Six Semper Tyrannis.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's gonna put the slaves back in. That's what he's gonna do, Jeremy Stevens. All right. Let's see what the chat says over here. Stevens or Zabit? Let me know.
Ron Hatfield says he's a new guy. He will build a name list soon enough. It's true. Duke Chronic says Johnny Manziel stopped doing his urine samples and could have fixed it. Kenshiro Ryu MMA says Jay Smooth, yeah, she's floating 115 to 140, so it's great great value versus Torres. Great value versus Torres.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I have no idea.
No. What was the quote? I missed it.
Jay Smooth. Yes. Yeah, she's floating 115 to 140, so it's great value versus Torres.
Oh, he's talking about the tiny tomato can fight.
Yeah.
That one.
All right. Jordan Alex says Stevens will make him give the Gettysburg Address. Panterita, scared of Beastie, says Roberto. Zach Neezer says Johnny Walker, the fight. Johnny Walker.
Yeah,
Why
we didn't even get to that
yet.
We didn't even get to that fight yet. That's how good this fucking card is.
Another beast over here.
All right.
Johnny Walker.
I mean, let's just fucking do it. I mean, how could you not just spend so much time on this card? UFC 235, we have a lot of stories to get to, but UFC 235 is...
Wonderful.
It really is. Now, Johnny Walker stepping in this fight over here. Interesting stuff. Misha Kirkunov, probably Johnny's toughest test right here. Misha's a fucking savage. He really is. The guy is an animal. He is an absolute animal. He's 14-4. 16-3 is Johnny Walker, and these two are going to be going at it. And listen, Johnny gets past Misha, coming in on short notice. How could you not be excited? How could you not think that, you know what? Maybe this kid is the real deal.
I think he is. One thing did concern me about his last fight, though. When he had he did a kick, a head kick, and he knocked his opponent to the ground, and then he came charging after his opponent while he was still on the ground, in an attempt to kick him in the head.
Mm-hmm.
That showed me a certain level of, or a certain inability to, wrap his mind around what situation he's in the fight, and he could slip up and have a lot of illegal shots thrown. So that concerns me a little bit. It makes me wonder his ability to, on good judgment when it comes to the fight. But the fight alone was great.
Well, yeah, he knew that he made a mistake there, but luckily everything panned out and he was good. Yeah. I want to see him tested. That's why I want to see long run into the fight. Prospector Rob.
Looking forward to your guys' fight calling this weekend.
There you go. Prospector Rob is wonderful.
Wonderful.
That's right, motherfucker. Thank you very much for the donation. Dropping the 5 spot. Thank you. There you go. Prospector Rob. Dropping it like it's hot. All right. So let's know in the chat, do you think Johnny Walker is the real deal, or is he going to be humbled against a tough Misha Kirkunov?
Dude Chronic says, cool Sean, it was 4 hours. Jay Smooth laughing at Drunk Savage. Born Mush says, good point, Jesse. Michael Hosto says, didn't try to kick his head. Or he tried to kick, what was it? What did he try to kick when he was down?
No, it wasn't
I thought it was after his head. He tried to give him a knee to the head.
I thought it was a knee. Yeah, it was a knee.
Yeah, I think it was something. But regardless, it was a potential illegal shot because his opponent was on the ground. Luckily for him, he was just an inch away. And
I thought he grazed his head, to be honest. But
he didn't hit him.
It wasn't, they didn't say it was a disqualification or anything. And honestly, it didn't have anything to do with the fight.
Yeah.
But if it was like a fucking cunt hair over to either the left or right,
it would have been an illegal
that's
blow.
it. It's a wrap, Yep. So that would have sucked.
Tanner By the way, Tan says, winner of Misha Walker should fight winner of Volkan Reyes.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, what?
Oh, it was a soccer kick. There you go. Jay Protege, thank you.
Soccer
for
kick?
clearing it up. That's what it was.
You said, by the way.
No, I was going to play the 20 like song, but Jay Protege is actually correct in that one, in his last fight. So thank you for that. We can't remember everything because
super
I think I'm retarded. I don't know. The Honorable Minister Malik
John
Zulu.
Jones is going to knock that cave dweller out.
I agree. I concur, but it's funny. Let's see the poll. 401. I concur. I concur. 421 votes. 56% agree with him as well. But look at this. I mean, it's still pretty fucking close. 56 to 44% in favor of John Jones getting the win, which, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it's so close, to be honest. I mean, everything points to John Jones winning this fight, to me, at least. People are saying, the jits of Anthony Smith, he has more powerful hands. But John Jones is John Jones. He can beat you in any way. He had that long break. He looked like he tweaked himself up, got himself into fantastic shape. He beats Gustafsson easy. I mean, the first round, it looked like he was kind of just shaking it off a little bit, and boom, finishes Gustafsson, who's no slouch. I don't know if Anthony Smith is on Gus's level, and look what Jones did to him. And I know this is not MMA math, but there's nothing. I can't see in the middleweight doing it. But you never know. That's why we watch.
You never know.
That's why we watch the competition, Jesse.
Right. Peace out, Sean Hart.
Sean Hart's howdy. All right, Sean, be good, my friend. Be fucking good. Be fucking good. All right, before we get to the news, let's show off the new goods. Oh, hold on a sec.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Manny C coming in.
While Jones is an elite fighter, 60 to 70% of the reason he wins is on average. Jones has a 12-inch reach advantage. If you can't dominate with that advantage, then you shouldn't be fighting. Jones is fighting midgets. Jones wins in round 4.
There you go, Manny C jumping in. What do you think about that, Jess?
Fair points, and I won't knock them because you could be completely right. I'm not saying Anthony Smith is going to win the fight. I feel that his level of confidence and his level of calmness combined just, they reek something else. He has something under his sleeve. Like, he's ready. He's got something planned. I'm not saying he's going to win the fight. I'm just saying it is extremely possible.
Man, I'm going to go on it's not happening. It's never happening. But if it does, I tell you what, you'll see one of the craziest reactions on Saturday because the Cyborg Nunez thing, people are saying, oh, it's going to be like Cyborg versus Nunez. And I was shocked when Amanda won that fight. I mean, look at our intro, We were completely shocked. This one, honestly, I am going to be way more shocked if John Jones loses to Anthony Smith.
And I think
shocked.
it's not just the shock that Anthony Smith won the fight, but the shock that John Jones finally found his kryptonite. I think it's going to be that goes through people more. The fact that, like, holy fuck, John Jones actually has a kryptonite.
I can't see this being it. I really don't. But it's funny. I want to find a way to give that edge to Anthony Smith, to say, okay, Anthony Smith, he's got it in this way. I don't see how it's possible. I really don't. Honestly, I think the only way John Jones can lose is if he goes up to heavyweight and fights DC there. I feel DC beats him there. Yeah. I really do. Even though DC is 40 years old, or going to be 40 years old, he's very close to it. At heavyweight, DC has never lost. His second fight, DC looked a lot better. He got caught. I think a third run, a third go, DC gets him at heavyweight. If not, no one beats Jones. I think the only one that could beat Jones is Jones. I mean, how could you pick against this guy? The guy is arguably the greatest of all time.
Do you think Johnny Walker could beat John Jones?
I hope, but no. Here's the thing. I haven't seen enough of Johnny. These highlight reel early finishes, I can't get invested because I don't know.
How many more fights would it take of success for you to be like, this could be John Jones' kryptonite?
If Johnny Walker can show that he can go 5 rounds and just own somebody, if I could see that, if we could see a little bit more from Johnny, I want to see more cage time with the guy,
right?
With high caliber fighters, and this guy he's fighting with Kirkinov is something else. So I'm looking forward to that, but I don't even know if this is the fight that's going to tell me. We'll see. If he knocks this dude out real quick too, everyone's going to be calling for it.
Right.
But I need to see a lot. I'm hoping Johnny Walker is the guy, but who knows? Maybe it's Anthony Smith. Maybe it is. I don't see either of the dudes beating John Jones. How could you see someone beating John Jones right now? To me, it's impossible.
I could see it happening.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. I'm of the opinion that you could be the greatest fighter in the world, but every fighter has a weakness. There's always someone better. Like, no matter how good you are, no matter how many times you're called the GOAT, there will always be someone greater. The trick is finding that someone greater.
Yeah. You know what? John Jones' biggest enemy is himself, like I said before. John Jones is on another level. This is not your typical MMA fighter here. This man is way above the game. Yeah. He really is. If this guy had his head screwed on straight, it wouldn't even be a question who the GOAT is. Like, he is that good. Yeah. You can say what you want about him outside of the cage. This man is that good. So to say, all right, this guy's going to be the kryptonite, that guy's going to be kryptonite. No, either age or either John Jones being a knucklehead is his kryptonite. The only other thing I could say is maybe at heavyweight. Maybe, heavyweight he gets knocked off. But at light heavyweight, I don't see anyone beating him anytime soon.
Do you think John Jones has the ability to underestimate his opponents, and perhaps that could be what causes him to lose?
If he was still fighting and he wasn't bagged by USADA, right? And he went on a clean run, and he's just taking people out left and right. Yes, then I think he would. But right now, it means so much to him to be fighting right now. Yeah. No, I don't think he takes anyone lightly. And not even Santos. That guy looks like a fucking savage and is knocking people's heads off.
Well,
not even Santos.
I was just going to bring up, like, a steroid and stuff aside, you don't think that maybe he underestimated Alexander Gustafsson the first time around a little bit, and that's why there's a little controversy as to who actually won that fight?
Well, that's what Jones said. He did say that. That's what I'm saying. If John Jones didn't get suspended and he just partied and just kept on winning, yes, he would have beat himself. He would have taken it too lightly, and he eventually would have caught an L. But the fact that he's been suspended, he's been humbled multiple times. Now, he could make a mistake again. He definitely could make a mistake. The only one beating John Jones at light heavyweight, in my opinion, is John Jones. That's it.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
All right, let's see. Manny says,
Jones is an elite fighter, but 60 to 70% of his success is due to having on average a 12-inch reach advantage. If you can't be dominant with that advantage, then you shouldn't be fighting.
There you go. Thank you, Manny C.
Jones is fighting midgets. Jones wins in 4.
All right, so there you go. Manny C jumping back in. Thank you for the donations. Here's the thing with the reach, though, with John Jones. It doesn't really mean much. I mean, unless he's keeping his distance. When he's doing that eye poke bullshit, right? But he's an elbow guy. He's a knee guy. He's an uptight, close guy. You know, he's not a guy that really uses his distance. So I don't know how much his distance gives him an advantage. Although fighters have said when he's on top of you, he's very powerful, he's very strong. So big as a light heavyweight, yes. I do think he is big as a light heavyweight. But I don't know if his reach is really, I mean, he does keep fighters far away, but his elbows are his biggest weapon, his knees. So I don't know if it's really that. But then again, his elbow's like a jab. If his arms are so long, his elbow's like a goddamn jab. So I don't, who knows? Anyway, let's see what the chat says, and let's go back. Let's go to the news.
Son Rice says, we never really saw Jones natural, always enhancers. Very true. Van Shipman says, although, and not in Jones' defense, but just as a counter argument here, they did say that, especially the most recent one, that what they found had no effect on his performance when it comes to the drug tests and stuff. So I know it's a little bit debatable, and we could go into that again, but we've gone into it so many times. It's just something to keep in mind, like whether or not what was in his system really did or did not affect his performance during those fights in the past.
If you're just jumping in, Anthony Smith saying that he is going to finish John Jones. That's what Anthony Smith says, very confident. And I think his confidence comes from he has nothing to lose. He really has nothing to lose in this fight. Yes, you could say he has the fight to lose or the championship to lose, but he really is going into this thing as a gift. You know, he kind of went up the rankings and did what he had to do. He finished who he had to finish, and here he is under the spotlights. You know, this is it. This is the big game, the big dance.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Simply Poomp.
The reach advantage is not the only reason why he wins. John is smart. Also the DC fighting through legs kick the hole because DC always got on the inside, but he tricked DC into thinking he was gonna throw a leg kick and went for the high anyways. Am I late?
There you go. Simply Pump. Thank you for the donation.
On
Correct.
the inside, but he tricked DC into thinking he was going to throw a leg kick and went for the high anyways.
What Jones was doing with the DC fight, well, the second one, and that's what he was alluding to, was he was working the body, right? That's what he was doing. Every time he was just fucking going off on that body, you know, with the kicks. He was just punching the body. DC eventually was dropping his hands, and then boom, right upstairs. I mean, it was beautiful. It really was what he did. I was upset because I was going DC. But that's what he does. John Jones is very smart. He's got a good team behind him. He's got all the tools. As long as he can keep himself clean, I mean,
which we know he's gonna piss hot again.
Well, that's another thing.
He's gonna piss hot again.
Do we have that story where you signed?
I don't have the story, but it's basically that he's getting tested literally right before the fight, and if he does have to pull out because of the test, it would be on the day of.
Pull out.
Wonderful.
If so basically we don't even know the results, right? He's on this whole testing thing with USADA, and they are going to release the results right before the fight. Yeah. So you know Dana White's got to be like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. Could you believe this?
Dana White already knows what's going to happen. In fact, I guarantee Dana White, I mean, we'd be stupid to think that Dana White didn't have something to do with the reason Jon Jones is still in the UFC after everything in his career. He is still in the UFC. I think anyone would be ridiculously silly to think that Dana White didn't have anything to do with that.
I don't think he had it. I
100% think he had something
No,
to do
I don't
with
think
that.
Dana White did. Dana White's a promoter.
No, I think Dana White is involved.
I think that USADA could be corrupt, yes. I don't think Dana White is paying USADA.
I am not saying that Dana White's paying USADA. I'm not saying Dana White is the sole reason. All I'm saying is Dana White, along with Jeff Nowitzki, along with even NSAC, if you think about it. I think there's a lot of red flags. There's no way to tell who's responsible, but I think a lot of different parties are involved in the reason that Jon Jones is still fighting in the UFC.
There is a story about USADA, correct? Let's go into the USADA story over here, and we're going to get back to this card.
Yeah.
Now, let's start off with the news.
Well, it's NSAC, not USADA.
Oh, okay. Well, forget it.
NSAC.
So, I don't know if that really makes... Yeah, it's Nevada State Athletic Commission. I don't know if that really does anything about it. Well, anyway, I think USADA is corrupt. I think there is corruption because the way he came back was very shitty. So I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was Dana White, to be honest. I mean, Dana White's a knucklehead in his own way. But I don't think we can hit him for that. By the way, check it out on the MMA-Holes website. We got our shirts out. Be an MMA-Hole for St. Patty's Day. That's right, be an MMA-Hole. We have the...
Release the Dragons.
That's right. That shirt is finally out there on the MMAHoles.com. Check it out. The swag, the Acumen shirt. Everything's there. Jesse, everything's there. Go check it out.
You know what sucks?
Wonderful.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Tell me in a sec.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Bernie kills babies.
Yes, test results of Peds and Juicy Jones have no effect on his performance. Just like abortions have no effect on the life of a baby. I roll. USADA lies more than baby killer Democrats. Francis the African coon knocks Jones out at heavyweight.
There you go. And speaking of that, thank you for the donation, Bernie Kills Babies. You know what? Speaking of that, let's show this real quick. Oh, shit, I don't know where the hell it is. There's a picture of Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou. It's actually fucking weird that he said that. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it. Yeah, it's on Instagram. I'll scroll through it later. Maybe I can throw it on the MMAHoles.com. Thank you for the donation. 20 likes.
20 likes.
Whoa. What was that?
You can't stop the Siberian
Who is
Express.
that?
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Simply Pump.
Also, I see Robbie calling Askren his takedown defense is too good and he will throw bombs on
What?
Askren while he's going for a takedown. If he doesn't succeed one takedown, it's gonna cost him like Johnny Hendricks. Lawler stuffed one takedown and went ham on him.
What?
All right, so he's saying
Wow, that's
Johnny.
an interesting.
I mean, hello, Robbie Lawler. What do you think?
I disagree. I completely disagree. I don't think that Ben Askren can get caught.
You know, Robbie doesn't look the same, right? But there's something telling me, there's something pulling me in that direction. And now I'm still on the Askren train when it comes to this fight. It's tough for me to pick against the guy. You know, undefeated. He's got a little chip on his shoulder. There's a reason why this man is undefeated. I mean, once he gets you to the ground, you're done. But Robbie is a former champ. He's got some heavy hands. I just don't know what's left in the tank for Ruthless. But you're pretty on the side of, you're like, yeah, Askren all day, right?
100%. Yeah. In fact, when Askren first started coming into the UFC, funny enough, I didn't actually. I'll tell you in a minute.
Super chat. Maddie.
Jon Jones' weakness is in his legs. Jones has very tiny ankle joints. Someone strong enough needs to go after his ankles.
There you go. A little ankle pick action. What do you think about that? Thank you, Maddie, for the donation.
Yeah.
Yeah, go after the legs, those little legs. He does have tiny, thin.
Snap his little legs.
Yeah, snap him in half. You know, bite him, bite his legs.
Yeah.
That was a good donation right there. That was wonderful.
Wonderful.
I was gonna say with Askren, I never really paid attention to Askren's career or anything like that until after he had announced that he was jumping into the UFC, and then I did a little research on him, and I just feel that Lawler doesn't stand a chance in this fight. He doesn't.
Okay, here we go. Devil's advocate here. Okay, this is his first time in the UFC on a main card. He's been waiting all this time to be under these lights, okay?
Right.
He's been very respectful to Robbie Lawler. He has been talking shit to everyone else, but Robbie Lawler's been very respectful. He's taken this very serious.
Yes.
There can be nerves and a kryptonite to Ben Askren. If this is vintage Robbie Lawler, I mean, is Robbie Lawler. Lawler can stuff the takedowns. He can catch you on the way in. He's a former UFC champion. He's been there, done that. The guy has, 28? He's 28, 12, and 0. So the guy's got some serious time inside a cage. So, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. When Askren steps in that cage, old dad bod, and looks over at the other side and sees a former UFC champion.
Oh, ripped.
I mean, you never know. You never know what we're going to see their first time in the UFC.
I don't think that that's going to have anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it's his first time in the UFC, but it's not his first time professionally fighting. So,
well, no, he's a pro fighter. He's a champion. Exactly.
So, and he's undefeated. So, I think that for him, yeah, it's all great, being in the limelight of the UFC. He gets to talk shit. He gets to get the attention he wants. But that doesn't fucking matter to him once he steps inside of the cage. I don't think that's going to matter at all. He's going to be so focused, and he's going to bring out what he does best, and I think that that's going to be his advantage over Lawler. And I think Lawler might be underestimating him a little bit, just like some other people are underestimating him.
All right, let's see what the chat says over here. Jesse's hard with Ben Askren over Robbie Lawler. Who do you have in the chat?
Joke Savage says, Jay Smooth, yeah, that was it. Shame that happened. Askren was going to get smushed. Joe Rod says, Askren got a good chin. It's going to take more than Lawler clipping him to win, in my opinion. Chris, calm down. Robbie is too old now, says X Ghost. I agree with Jace's big timer. Lawler only works going forward, and I missed who said that. My apologies. Poultry Lotus says, I miss Toys R Us. Don't we all? Kainoda 74 says, Jesse, remember what happened to Fedor when he stepped up and fought real fighters instead of tuna cans? Ove L. Joker says, burn that McGregor poster.
Who the fuck is that guy?
All right, let's get to the news, Jesse. Man, a lot of talk. UFC 235. We're going to be going back and forth with that all night. And this is the MMA-Holes. It's time to get to the news on the MMAHOLES.com.
I love you.
Wonderful.
All right, Jesse.
It will be the picture of the chairman of NSAC.
All right.
Right there.
Let's see what we got here, Jesse.
All right, according to MMA... Oh!
We got Simply Pump.
Just kidding.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
What's up, Simply Pump?
JBH watched the Askren versus Santos fight. He was getting thrown around and Santos is nowhere near Lawler level, and if that was Lawler, Askren would have been eating bombs and it would have been good night. You really need to watch that fight.
Askren versus... Can I write this down?
Yeah, you sure can,
Wait,
Jesse.
Can I borrow a...
It's right on that paper right there.
Okay. Askren versus Santos.
Yeah, check it out. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, thank you for the donation. I think Drunk Savage or someone dropped it on the MMAHOLES.com. I actually went back and watched it again. Yeah, Ben Askren is not invincible. Santos was all jacked up, I remember. Santos has 1 million fights under his belt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
listen,
it was on the
I don't
MMAHOLES
think
website.
that any fighter is really invincible, and maybe you're right. Maybe since Santos doesn't even compare to Lawler, that Lawler does have that advantage, but I just don't see it. And that's just my opinion.
Santos did look like he was juiced to the gills, though, in that fight. In fairness, he did. He did look like he was.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
I was only 8 months old when a satanic so-called doctor stuck a needle through my whore of a mother's belly, injected me with poison. I slowly died in the whore's womb. 2 days later, I was sucked out and my body parts sold for cash. Democrats are evil.
So that's a black aborted baby has just donated. That's what a donation. What amazing. All right, thank you for that donation over there.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, let's get to the news.
According to MMA Weekly, the NSAC chairman compares potential fighter trash talk regulation to NFL, NBA, and MLB. The Nevada State Athletic Commission, at its January 2019 meeting, brought up the issue of how nasty and threatening the trash talk between fighters has become and how they would like to do something about it. Members of the commission went so far as to indicate they would consider sanctioning fighters via suspensions and or fines for their unprofessional conduct leading up to bouts in the state. Commission Chairman Anthony Marnell in January said, quote, "The verbal part of the promotion, in my opinion, has gotten so out of line that it's embarrassing." He later added, quote, I think we can be as strict as we want to be. What we don't want to do is come in out of nowhere and just do this. What we want to do is properly discuss it quickly, take feedback, follow the public process, and make sure that it's well documented. What our expectations are, issue a code of conduct policy that's maybe a little more elaborate, and furthermore, encourage our promoters to follow their own code of conduct policy. When questions about the First Amendment's protection of free speech in the United States, Marnell at the same time said, quote, I haven't thought that far. I guess you can say whatever you want.
Super chat.
Look at this. It's Sunrise jumping in with just the 5.
Sunrise. Whoop,
Sunrise with the super chat.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Sunrise.
When questioned about the First Amendment's protection of free speech in the United States, Marnell at the same time said, quote, I haven't thought that far. I guess you can say whatever you want at any time, but that doesn't mean you should earn a privileged license. Those comments sparked a bit of controversy, leaving even UFC President Dana White commenting that such oversight by a government entity might be overstepping its bounds. The NSAC has yet to take any action on the matter, but Marnell and Executive Director Bob Bennett fielded questions from the media on the topic following the Commission's February 2019 meeting.
All right. That was, oh, God. So, what are they, the fun police, these two?
I don't even think it's a fun police. I agree with the argument of free speech. It is human right to be able to say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
And honestly, NSAC trying to go after, NBA, NFL, MLB, and now the UFC, it does kind of prohibit that amendment right to free speech.
Yeah, let's move on from this. Are they fucking out of their minds?
Yeah,
what the fuck are they doing?
No grounds.
First of all, within fighting, if you get rid of trash talking, well, there go all the pay-per-views. There go everyone buying these things because they sell fights off of trash talking.
Right.
And these are people that beat the fuck out of each other up for a living.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't even be a question. Leave it as is. Now, if they're playing fucking basketball and they're trash talking, I don't care what the hell they do over there, to be honest. I love basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But when does trash talking when does it even play a part in the game?
Right.
Really? I mean, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know, let them. I think in basketball should be like hockey. And I've been saying this forever. Hockey has fights. You let them fight. You throw them in a penalty box. Let that happen in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Let them fight. Every sport should allow it. Now, football could be tricky. You got all that equipment on, but if you could fight in hockey, let them fight in football too.
It goes to show that, and it's like, if you think about it, it's the perfect reference. You know how they let kids in school now, they get a trophy for trying? It's kind of that same type of mentality if you twist it a little when it comes to words. It's words. They're words. They're not physically harming anybody. These are words.
Well, some people don't like words.
Like Michael Chiesa. I just saw that in the chat.
Yeah, Michael Chiesa.
Drake Savage says, as long as you don't talk about Kisses, Mom.
Yeah, I don't know. Let us know in the chat what you think about this whole I mean, they stop policing all this bullshit. I mean, It's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, I guess the argument people have is these people are role models to my kid, and this is not a good... Fuck your example. Who cares?
Don't let your kid watch it then.
Yeah, if you don't like it, then turn it off.
Why don't
That's
you
all.
try being a good parent for once?
Stop being a cunt.
Stop being a lazy parent.
All right. Anyway, let's move on to the next story over here, Jessie, as we've completely gotten sidetracked.
All right. According to the Bleacher Report, Khabib on Tony Ferguson rejecting UFC interim title fight. He says, quote, you had your chance. UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov isn't about to feel sorry for Tony Ferguson after Ferguson turned down a fight for the interim lightweight crown. UFC President Dana White and Brett Okamoto of ESPN.com that Ferguson would have battled Max Holloway in the octagon. Instead, Holloway will take on Dustin Poirier at UFC 236 on April 13th. Nurmagomedov weighed in with his opinion on the matter in an Instagram post saying, quote, Tony, you had your chance and you missed it, and that's your fault only. You know that I'm disqualified and can't fight, but it's not fair to strip me off the title. I fought 3 times in 9 months. I won and defended my belt. As a fighter, you deserve a title fight. You are a great fighter and opponent, but now you have to fight or wait for my disqualification to be over and fight. But UFC doesn't want it. I don't understand your offenses. If you fell down, you got to get back up. No, not complain. Nurmagomedov successfully defended the lightweight title against Conor McGregor at UFC 229, as we last saw. Okamoto noted Nurmagomedov could have trimmed 3 months off of his punishment if he took part in an anti-bullying ad, but the 30-year-old does not intend to return until this fall.
He wanted a vacation.
On merit, Ferguson deserves a shot at Nurmagomedov. He listed as the #1 contender in UFC's official lightweight rankings, and he's riding an 11-fight winning streak. Ferguson is 24-3 in his mixed martial arts career, with his last defeat coming in May 2012. In addition, UFC has lined up Ferguson versus Nurmagomedov on 4 separate occasions, only to have unforeseen circumstances force a change. If Ferguson wants a crack at Nurmagomedov now, though, he basically has to play the waiting game. Ferguson won't get his wish until July at the earliest, and that's assuming Nurmagomedov steps right back into the octagon as soon as he's eligible.
Well, I have this feeling that Khabib is not even going to be back by November. That's my feeling right now, looking at this whole situation. I'm not buying it. You have Poirier versus Max Holloway for the interim title. Tony Ferguson floating around in limbo. How is this man not competing for a belt? I have no idea. I really can't even wrap my head around it, but Ferguson turned down the fight.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It makes no sense. Khabib could take the shortened sentence, come back in there and defend that belt, and the McGregor fight was a spectacle. It was crazy over there. You can have Khabib come back and fight Tony Ferguson, but because he didn't want to do that and come back on short notice, well, that blew up, and here we go. Everyone is just turning shit down.
Yeah.
I think Khabib just wanted a vacation. He got paid very nicely.
I don't think so.
No?
No, because...
Well, he got the what's it called? He got what am I looking for? The words with the money. He got the why am I drawing blanks tonight? I have no fucking idea. What is wrong with me? He got suspended and fined. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ.
The words with the money.
The words with the money. What is the words with money?
His Italian came out there.
So yeah, he should want to get back in.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
No, I honestly think because he had mentioned it before that his culture and the way he was raised, it's all about honor, right?
Fuck on.
And
That's
respecting
bullshit.
your brothers. And what happened was
bullshit.
When his brothers ended up getting a worser type of suspension than himself for a longer amount of time, I think it goes back to the whole honor thing, the whole part of his culture that's like, well, I can't just go on without them. It's like a no man left behind thing. So I think that he genuinely wants to wait until all of his people have paid out their dues in the problem.
That's so stupid. Listen, I like Khabib. I think he's a nice guy. I really do. Like when he's interviewed, he's very respectful. He trots around that little girl. He wears the fuzzy hat. He's the greatest. The guy doesn't lose. The guy's fantastic. He finishes his opponents. He talks shit. Good for him. He beats people's heads into the fucking mat. Nice job. But we've seen it so many times with Khabib where he doesn't fight for like 2 years, right? And then he fights one time, and he was pretty active when he came back the last time, and now he's gonna take another 2 years off, guaranteed. Right. Like the whole honor bullshit and all this stuff. You're 30 years old, right? How much do we have left of Khabib? How much do we have left? Just fucking get back in the cage.
I think we have a little while left of Khabib.
I don't think we have much, honestly.
I think we do.
I think one fight. I think we have one more Khabib fight.
One fight.
Yes.
I highly doubt that.
That's all I say.
I highly doubt.
He don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. He doesn't.
I don't believe it. I think it's about honor, and I think that there's a reason that he stayed out of that PSA and that he's been suspended for as long as he has.
Honor my ass.
I honestly think that there's going to be more than one fight when he comes back and continues his career.
All right, what's the chat say? Let's see what they say.
Drug Savage says his father said 3 more. X-Ghost says LeBron is old and rusty. Kainoto74, Moss, there are some people who take honor seriously. We don't get it. That's why the world hates America.
See, this is the problem, though. Like, I understand, like, he's trying to do it for his boys, right? He's holding on. He's like, fuck it, I'm not coming back for my boys. But here's the thing. Your boys were wrong. Fuck honor. They were wrong. You were wrong. Like, everyone was wrong. If you're an honorable man, you don't fucking jump over a cage feet first. That's like Conor McGregor saying, I'm an honorable man, and then throwing a hand truck through a fucking window.
Have you ever done something out of pure anger, and it's something that was not in your right mind, something that you would not normally do when you are in a rational position?
Go ahead.
So Khabib did that. He was not in his right mind. Okay. He was not thinking rationally.
When have I said I'm an honorable man?
No. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying, I'm using it as an example. People, human beings, sometimes do things out of irrationality, It happens, but he has to pay the consequences
Well,
for it.
then don't fucking preach that you're an honorable man. You fucking went feet first into the crowd, trying to kill somebody.
Man by hanging in there until his boys are out of their punishments as well.
It's hypocritical. It makes no fucking sense.
I'm just saying.
It makes no sense.
I'm just trying to reason with the counter.
You're playing devil's advocate because I can't see.
I'm trying to balance the argument a little bit.
I don't know, man. I just listen. It's getting old, right? This whole thing, the belt being tied up right now, and you have Max Holloway coming up. You have Dustin Poirier. They're fighting for an interim title. You don't even know that interim title could mean jack shit. Like when Khabib decides to go back into the cage, we don't even know who Khabib's going to fight. We don't even know for sure if he's fighting the person that wins that interim strap. We have no fucking idea. No clue. That fight that we're watching, was it UFC 236?
I think so.
We don't even know. Poirier versus Holloway. Who gives? It's 236.
I believe.
Yeah, we don't even know if that title means anything. We don't, because Khabib could come back and then fight Tony Ferguson for the fucking belt. Like think about it. What's his name? Fucking Usman, who jumped the list, right? He jumped the list. Why the hell is he fighting for the title? Does it make any sense? Who should be fighting?
Wasn't
Colby Covington, but apparently Colby Covington turned it down according to Woodley. But according to Covington, he didn't turn it down. What is going on? The interim belt means nothing. It means jack shit. And if he's not going to come back and defend the thing, then maybe just strip him. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Belts are retarded.
Awesome. Have Tony fight again for what he already had. They're pushing him away from the actual title because he's a weirdo, but I don't think that's fair. The guy's record speaks for itself. Meanwhile, Colby's on a plane with last year's model belt. Lol.
Thank you, Vlad. Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole, and the reason why they're putting belts on these cards, these pay-per-views, is they want to sell pay-per-views, right? That's what they want to do. That's the whole goal of it. But I mean, it is done. The whole ranking system is shot. Now it's just like, let's see good fights. The reason why I'm agitated is like, I don't give a fuck about honor anymore. It's bullshit. It's not honor. It isn't. If you're honored, did fucking take the shortened sentence. Do the bullying shit. Come back in there, smash someone else, do whatever you have to do, retire, and ride off into the sunset. You know, I mean, that's just my 2 cents on this shite. Anyway, let's move on before I fucking have a heart attack. Super chat. Maddie.
Khabib needs to go up to 170 and fight Tyrone.
How about that? Khabib versus Tyron. You know, Khabib is never going up. He made it very clear, and that's cool, man. Like, if he wants to stay where he's at, I mean, he is arguably the best at 155 ever. So if he wants to stay there, I can't say you got to go up. Like when people are trying to push Mighty Mouse up, I was like, no, he's smoking people. Let him stay there. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, if he did go up and fight at 170 and beat Woodley, I mean, he could be the greatest of all time everywhere. If it is about honor, you know, maybe he should go up. He did want to fight GSP, but told GSP to come to 155 or 160. It's bullshit, man. This guy didn't want, I mean, it doesn't make sense. He doesn't want to defend his belt, then he wants to fight GSP for 155 or 160, and it's about honor. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Everything he yelled at Conor about, he's doing now. It's so stupid. They're all about money. I don't care if you're Muslim, if you're blue, if you're a fucking Smurf. It doesn't matter. It's all about the cash. It's all about the dollar. All right. And that's my mystical 2 cents. Jesse, let's talk about Eddie Alvarez.
All right, according to MMA Fighting, Eddie Alvarez calls the interim titles a sick joke UFC creates to avoid paying fighters more. There's a little bit of a video on there, and there's not really an article to read, but it is interesting to me, and it's something that I saw someone else talk about in the chat. I can't remember who it was. But if you think about it, it kind of is a sick joke by the UFC to keep forming these interim titles and keep handing them out so that they don't have to pay fighters more for a title shot. Like, if you think about it, how many interim titles have been popping up, especially as of late? To me, it is a sick joke.
It's embarrassing. It really is. Think about what Bellator is doing. You don't see no interim titles. Like,
super chat.
It's becoming embarrassing now and later.
Islam Dagestan is under attack by Putin's regime.
Nope, that's not true. That would suck. Now and later, thank you for the donation. Yeah, the whole interim title thing, it's getting to the point. What, UFC 236? What's the main event on that? UFC 236, isn't that another interim title? right?
That's a good question.
Good question. Let's go to UFC.com. A lot of brain farts tonight on a Wednesday night. That's why we got UFC.com. Go to the events. Check it out. Let's see if everything's official on here. Here it is. Wait, that's not it. What am I doing? Hello. Got some good fights coming up. There we go. Colby Covington. Speaking of the devil. Oh, here we go. It's TD Passer.
This is number one bullshit. Khabib will fight Conor again, so that's at least 2 fights.
Think about that.
MMA-Holes rules.
Thank you, TD Passer. And TD Passer makes a good point. And we completely missed that, right? We completely missed that thing. Dustin Poirier, right? Now let's let this sink in. Dustin Poirier fights Max Holloway, right? And there's an interim title on the line. Okay? One wins the title. Say it's Maxie, say it's Dustin, who gives a shit? Conor McGregor beats Cowboy Cerrone if they fight. Say if they fight and somehow Conor finds a way to jump back in the win column, beats Cowboy Cerrone, right? Somehow they're going to finagle a way to have fucking Conor versus Khabib part 2. They're going to fucking do it. Because this is the UFC. This is the UFC. What would make you say that would not happen? Say if Conor just smokes Cowboy, right? They might make a fight at like 160.
Ferguson smokes Poirier.
Ferguson's not fighting Poirier. That's you mean Holloway.
Holloway.
Yeah.
Say he smokes Holloway.
Khabib wants he doesn't care about legacy. He doesn't care about honor. He cares about money. And if they throw Conor McGregor at him in November, right? At Madison Square Garden. Think about it. It's very possible. The UFC could be like, oh, Max Holloway's hurt. Oh, Dustin Poirier's hurt, with the interim title. And then Conor swoops right in. And then that interim title meant nothing. There are so many things that could go wrong. When you watch this fight of Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier, don't get too excited. It's a great fight, but don't get too excited about this person being the next champion because the belt's going to mean absolutely nothing. Mark my words. It's going to fizzle. By the time November rolls around, neither of these two motherfuckers are going to be fighting in November. Mark my fucking words.
Super chat.
Roberto Hernandez.
Are you familiar with the band Helmet?
Yes, I am. Helmet. And I'm familiar with Helmet in the Bed, if you know what I mean. That's right.
Wonderful.
Do you know Helmet?
No.
All right. Here's your 2 interim titles. Think about UFC 236 and take nothing away from the actual fights. The fights are fantastic. Kelvin Gastelum versus Adesanya, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier rematch. Both very good fights. They're both interim titles, okay? Both of these fights could mean jack shit. They could mean absolutely nothing. By the time Whitaker comes back, who knows? A million things can happen. But we'll see. See what the chat says.
Burger King says Conor rapist McGregor. Jason Beck says unsung. And he says, I want a shout out to 2 Joints Drunk Savage, Pulse, Jay Smooth, David Flores, Michael Ancelone, Beep, Van Shipman, Vlad Jeremiah White, Real Kenshiro, No War Lauder, and I missed the rest. Art Vandalay says Milquitoast. Ex-Ghost Conor does not want to get smashed by Khabib again. Burger King says Woodley getting too arrogant because he finally got some fans after the Till fight. Usman will beat him. Mark my words, MMA-Holes.
That's correct. That's a correct statement.
Frodo Vagins says JBH sounds like a mumble rapper. Thanks. Michael Ancelone says beep. Roberto Hernandez says helmet songs. LOL.
Super chat.
Jordan Alex with the deuce.
Does any other MMA org have this interim BS?
No, right? No one does. Who has it? Let me know in the chat who has interim titles. Who else has it besides the UFC? Maybe they should just get rid of titles altogether, right? If you're just looking at this UFC 236 card, it's a fantastic card. It's good, right? I'm into it. I like it. You got some good fights on this card over here. But, I mean, when it comes to the championship fights, it don't mean shit, especially interim. Don't mean jack shit. It's crazy. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate it. Let's go back into the news over here. And here we go. Friend of the show, Aljamain Sterling.
According to BJPenn.com, Cody Stamann is hoping to fight Aljamain Sterling again after UFC 235 fight. Stamann was preparing to fight in March before the UFC event even called him. Then about a month, he was offered the chance to fight at UFC 235, where he is set to take on Alejandro Perez. Stamann, who is coming off a submission loss to Aljamain Sterling in September, is confident he has what it takes to beat Perez. Frankly, Stamann doesn't even think Perez is that good. Although Stamann is confident he will beat Perez, the hope was that he was going to fight Rob Font. Stamann believed that he would have been better for the fight for the fans in a more competitive matchup. Yet Stamann is preparing for Perez and is ready to get a win to start climbing up the rankings again. One idea is that is on Stamann's mind is rematching Sterling. The 29-year-old feels he was winning the fight until he was submitted and knows he could beat Sterling. He made one costly mistake and the fight was over from there. It's now fight week for Stamann, and the bantamweight is confident he will leave Las Vegas with the win.
Yeah, it's not happening.
He is ecstatic. He is fighting on a massive card like UFC 235 and hoping to kickstart 2019 in style.
Yeah, I don't see it. Aljamain Sterling is not fighting Cody Stamann again. Stamann had his shot. He wasn't able to get it done, and Aljamain's going up. Here's the thing. Aljo even said it on this show. He said that he has one more run in him, and that's it. If he falls and doesn't, he's on a nice little rise. He's been calling out Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt seems like he's ready. He's like, yeah, I'll go with Aljo. Well, I'll dance with him. So Aljo's going up. I don't see that fight happening. What else do we have in the news?
According to MMA Fighting, Dustin Poirier admits he reached a breaking point before surprise booking of Max Holloway fight.
I don't blame him, right? DP got fucking looked over multiple times.
The booking of Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway at UFC 236 wasn't only a surprise for fight fans, it was also a total surprise for Poirier himself. Poirier and Holloway are set to collide on April 13th at Atlanta, Georgia in the main event of UFC 236. An interim UFC lightweight title will be up for grabs in the bout. And for Poirier, a 30-year-old top contender who has called for a chance to VA for lightweight gold since his July 2018 knockout of Eddie Alvarez, the idea of being matched up against the UFC's reigning featherweight champion for the opportunity to lifetime came as a bit of a shock. Poirier, 24-5 with 1 no contest, is currently the number 3 ranked fighter in what is a very muddled UFC lightweight title picture. He has lost just one of his last 10 contests since moving back up from 145 pounds in 2015, a streak that culminated in a recent trio of impressive TKO stoppages over the likes of Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, and Alvarez. Poirier has expressed frustration numerous times in recent months about uncertain state of the lightweight division, with UFC champion Khabib Nurmagomedov suspended for his role in 229 post-fight brawl and threatening to sit out until November, and Conor McGregor publicly flirting with a fight against Donald Cerrone. Poirier and fellow top contender Tony Ferguson appeared to be the odd man out of the title picture. Nonetheless, Poirier had faith that something big was coming his way, which is why he traveled to South Florida this past December to begin a 7-week mini camp at American Top Team so he could be ready to go on a moment's notice. Somehow, his plan worked out.
Yeah, good for Dustin. I thought that he was in exile. I thought that was it. Dustin Poirier, he has no shot at the gold. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Max Holloway comes up 155. We all thought he was going to fight Ferguson. Ferguson turns it down. DP right there, headlining UFC 236. So listen, as much as we were saying the whole gold thing, the belt thing makes no sense. It means nothing. It means something to the fighters, right? They get to walk around with some gold. So Dustin Poirier has a chance to beat Max Holloway for a second time. The question is, will he beat him again? I like Maxie in the rematch. The way Max looks, I really do like him going up at 155. Dustin Poirier seems like the perfect fight for him right now. And I got Max in this one, but what do you have, Jess?
I'm not going to give my pick for this one. I'm going to wait a little bit longer, and then I'm going to make an official decision for you guys.
All right, let's see what the chat says. Max or Dustin? Let's know in the chat.
Mitch Shipman says, I'm praying my son Steve Johnson is found before Saturday. Okay. Sunrise says, Max versus Poirier is going to, and I missed it. It's great. Easy says it's for 155. Weight keeps me normal. Pulse. Burger King says Dustin will outbox him. Kanoto 74. Max. Dustin by KO says Skullcrackers post reloaded. Max easy. Michelangelo and Max. Roberto Hernandez. Max. Nate R. Max all day. Manny C. Dustin. Darren Scott. Max stomps. Ian Baller. Artem Lobov would kill them both. Corey Webb. Dustin. Vlad Poirier. Charismatic Lemon, Dustin beats Max Richt Flair. The angst is killing me. Joseph Henning Brady says Dustin doesn't have a chance unless he lands a takedown, which won't happen. Drunk Savage says Van Shipman, Steve is trapped in a sex dungeon.
How about what Tyron Woodley said when he trained with Max Holloway? He's like, he just goes beast. The guy is a beast right now, and he's still really young, early 30s. Max Holloway has done it all. He is the 145-pound champ going up, trying to get 2 belts, and it should be fun. It should be a good fight. Behind me over here, Pulse Reloaded has sent us a gift. Right now, I don't know. Is this a birthday gift or is this for JBH? I don't know yet. So Pulse, let me know in the chat. And if it is indeed a birthday gift, my birthday is Friday. Next Friday. Not this Friday, but the following Friday. I will be opening up birthday gifts. There is an address down below. If you want to send me a nice little beautiful card, I'll read it on air. And if that is a gift, I will open that next Friday. All right, let's go to the next story. Jessie, what else do we have in the news?
According to MMA Fighting, Tyron Woodley says he's out $10K due to USADA Super Bowl weekend sample collection.
All right, and Pulse has confirmed, he said, to wait until next Friday. So look at that, Pulse. Now, Pulse, the next question is, do I have to wear gloves? Do I have to wear a Breaking Bad meth outfit on? What do you think? Jessie, what do you think?
I think you should be fine.
You think I'll be fine?
Yeah.
All right. So Pulse sent me a birthday gift. Look at that. Nice guy. Nice fella.
All right. Tyron Woodley was in Atlanta earlier this month for Super Bowl weekend. The UFC welterweight champion had several events and parties lined up, some of which were going to pay him a pretty penny to appear at. Then USADA came calling. Woodley said Monday at UFC 235 media lunch that a USADA doping control officer contacted him late at night one of the days that the weekend and didn't end up arriving to take his drug test sample until well after midnight. Woodley said he's out $10,000 because he wasn't able to get one of the events or get to one of the events that he had been paying to attend. USADA, the UFC's anti-doping partner, can essentially show up at any time wherever a fighter is for random drug tests. Fighters must fill out their whereabouts on a smartphone app every 3 months, letting USADA know where they will be every day. If a fighter doesn't fill out that information correctly or misses a doping control officers 3 times in a 12-month span, he or she could face an anti-doping policy violation that carries a similar suspension to a drug test failure. Woodley, who's 19-3-1, who defends his title against Kamaru Usman in the co-main event of UFC 235 on Saturday, said it peeved him that he he asked the doping control officer why she didn't test him, and earlier she said she had an event. USADA spokesperson Adam Willard wrote in a statement to MMA Fighting that the agency was unaware that Woodley had had a paid appearance when the doping control officer made contact with him on that date. Woodley, who's 36 years old, has only been tested once this year per USADA's online database, presumably that Super Bowl weekend sample collection. He was tested 10 times in 2018 and 8 times in 2017. Woodley has never failed a drug test.
There we go.
But he still lost $10K because of the drug test.
Yeah, just a drop in the bucket, right? He's the champion. He can make that shit back, Jess. Right? No problems. By the way, next weekend, I think Felony's fighting March 9th. I think Felony's fighting next weekend. And congratulations. You want to grab that pillow over here? To those of you who don't know, he used to be called Crazy Something Else. He's not that anymore. He is Felony Charles Bennett, and he's a motherfucking goddamn celebrity. Check out his pillow over here as Jessie's going to show it off. Okay, here we go. There's the Felony pillow. He's fighting on March 9th. March 9th, the day after my birthday. So he has to fight. Maybe he'll get his a win on my birthday over here. Felony, congratulations. Got his channel back. He's live streaming again. So Felony Charles Bennett, he's one of our featured channels. Check him out. He is wonderful.
Wonderful.
And maybe, just maybe, I'll reach out to him and get him on the show next week. What do you think, Jessie? Should we have should we go at it again?
Absolutely.
Wednesday, maybe next Wednesday. We'll see. Fight week for Felony. Let me know with the yeses or the nos if you'd like to have Felony back on the show. Yes or no? All right, Felony Charles Bennett, congratulations on getting your channel back. All right, what else do we have in the news?
According to MMAnews.com, Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson exchanged words on social media. We discussed this a little bit last night, but just to catch everyone up who may have missed last night's show, as it is still relevant news, Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson had a rather interesting exchange on social media. Ferguson will be sitting on the sidelines while featherweight champion Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier collide for the interim UFC lightweight gold. That's because Ferguson turned down the fight for UFC 236 on April 13th. El Cucuy already held interim gold once and was stripped of it due to injuries, so many feel he doesn't want to go down that road again. McGregor and Ferguson go back and forth on Twitter. Ferguson recently tagged McGregor in a post and seemingly called out the former two-division champ. He said on this post, quote, "No sauce McNuggets, at the notorious MMA, just a replica of a former self he used to be. I've got a solid right hand to test that chin of his. How sweet it is. Tiramisu Tuesday." McGregor's response wasn't what many had anticipated, as he retweeted Tony Ferguson's tweet and said, quote, "If we have the ability to go back, Tony, then we have the ability to go forward again. I wish you well and am praying for you as a fellow colleague. Respect to the Paradigm Familia. Yours sincerely, Burger King."
We spoke about this last night. We brought it back up tonight to those of you who didn't see. Conor McGregor went back at Tony Ferguson.
There's a response by Ferguson as well.
Okay, let's get to the response and we'll give our...
Ferguson retweeted this and said, quote, "You're more like a Dairy Queen you phony, CSO of champ shit only, the champ." Along with a picture of himself.
Okay, so we were discussing last night when we went live on the cell phone. And to those of you on Podbean and iTunes listening to us, we are on YouTube doing this live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And to everyone on YouTube, if you want to just listen to us, we are on Podbean and iTunes, completely free over there. But we were discussing last night how Tony Ferguson is, goddamn, he is an interesting young man. He is fantastic in the cage, but when it comes to outside of the cage, the shit he says makes no sense. Like, I mean, I understand where he's going with it, I guess, but it's bizarre. And Conor comes back, and Jessie made a good point, saying this is basically saying, yeah, we're not fighting, right? And then he pokes fun at himself, calling himself the Burger King. I didn't see this reaction from Tony Ferguson, but to me, it's just more gibberish. Does anyone look at Tony Ferguson's tweets like, he got him? Thank God he could fight. Thank God Tony Ferguson is one of the best, if not the best, at 155. Because, God damn it, between the ears, there's not much going on. There is not much going on over here. And you're more like a Dairy Queen. It's like we're at a schoolyard, right? And we're all 10 years old. Yeah. And we're all making fun of each other. And it's like, you're like a Dairy Queen, you phony. And then it just says CSO of champ shit only. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what are we doing?
He's rapping on Twitter. He's twapping.
Oh my God. The guy's great in the cage, but Jesus. He hurts my eyeballs.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Sean McKenzie.
WMEIMG putting pressure on Dana to make their $4 billion back is a big part of the problem. With the UFC, Crazy Horse Bennett, no. I hope John Jones gets his ass kicked. Woodley and Askren will win. Israel and Max will win. Nobody wants Ferguson.
Well, Max Holloway did. And thank you, Sean McKenzie, and sorry about the loss. Sorry about that, but thank you very much for that donation over there. And yeah, he says a bunch of things over here. Dana White does have a lot of pressure, right? Yeah. I mean, the UFC is trying to make money back clearly by throwing all these interim titles out there that mean jack shit. So I think you're correct with that one over there. What else did he say? He spoke about, hold on a second. Nobody wants Tony Ferguson. Well, Max Holloway was all about it. You know, Tony Ferguson didn't want Max. And I guess Tony didn't want to fight for another interim belt. I thought it was a fantastic fight. Ferg versus Max. Two guys look like each other. They have the wings on the back. I'm in. I was in for that fight. I don't know why Fergie turned it down. I think he just wants to get paid. I think he really wants that big payday. He deserves it. So it's not about gold anymore. It's about the money. It is about the moolah. Jessie, what else do we have in the news?
According to MMAnews.com, Anthony Smith says he feels John Jones can't beat him in jiu-jitsu. This Saturday night, March 2nd, Smith will challenge Jones to the UFC light heavyweight title. The championship will serve as UFC 235's main event. This will be Smith's first UFC title bout and Jones's first championship defense in his current reign. Anthony Smith expresses confidence in his jiu-jitsu game. Lionheart appeared on the UFC Unfiltered podcast when host Matt Serra mentioned Jones's top control. Smith said he doesn't believe Bones can beat him in jiu-jitsu. This is what he said, quote, I'm okay with that. I love jiu-jitsu, and we talked about it before. I started out as a jiu-jitsu guy. I never claimed that I'm some world-class striker. That's everybody else. I've always said I'm a jiu-jitsu guy at heart. That's how I started. And I'm more than happy to get into a grappling battle with John. I think that John puts everything together really, really well. He's really smart. He makes really good decisions, especially on the fly. But in a jiu-jitsu match, I don't think that there's a world that exists that John Jones beats me in jiu-jitsu. It just doesn't happen. Smith won his last bout via submission. He locked in a rear naked choke on Volkan Ozdemir to secure his light heavyweight title opportunity. Smith has a whopping 17 wins by KO or TKO, but he also has 11 submissions. Smith will be a heavy underdog going into his title bout with John Jones, but the challenger isn't lacking confidence.
Yeah, I'm not buying Smith better on the ground than Bones. I'm not really buying that. Johnny's been fucking putting in some work on the floor, and he is very powerful. Credit to Smith for making arguments, right, and saying he's going to finish John Jones. Credit to him for that, having confidence. I mean, you gotta have confidence. You have to have confidence if you're going to go into the cage against arguably the best ever, you know. But man, I just don't see it. I really do not see. Well, that's why we watch the fights, Jesse. Do you think the jiu-jitsu is going to play a part with Smith? Meh?
Maybe.
So now that we are an hour and 20 minutes into our show tonight, you are very tired, I can tell. What's going on? How you doing? How you feeling?
I feel great.
You hanging in there, kid?
Yes.
Spirits are high, but very tired over here, Jesse. Would you like to take a nap on the casting couch for a little while?
Negative, Saya.
No. Negative, Saya. All right. Let's keep the show going and flowing. Thank you for joining us tonight. TGIW Season 3, Episode number 8, back in the studio. And what else do we have in the news, JBH?
According to MMAnews.com, John Jones proves how seriously he's taking Anthony Smith.
All right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
John Jones wants the world to know just how seriously he's taking Anthony Smith ahead of UFC 235, and he penned a lengthy post to showcase that seriousness. In the main event of UFC 235, John Jones will defend the light heavyweight champion, as we all know, against Anthony Smith at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. The odds currently have Jones as a monster minus 750 favorite, but those odds nor John Jones' history is changing Jones' focus ahead of the light, and he credits a lot of that to his coaching staff. So he posts a picture of himself along with his coaching staff with the quote, Take a good, long, hard look at this picture, ladies and gentlemen. I believe with my whole heart you are looking at the most well-put-together coaching staff ever assembled in MMA history. While the rest of the world is counting Anthony Smith out, we're up at 11:30 at night studying footage and rehearsing our tactics. You can't count the home runs of yesterday, meaning we have to go out and prove we're the best team every time and we step out there. I keep hearing my opponent mention not fighting the person, but fighting the person's body. Just an FYI, we don't count on our past achievements to carry us through our next fights. We definitely don't depend on opponents being afraid of us. That's just silliness. We do not count on what we can control, which is our hard work and preparation. We do believe that there is no coincidence to past achievements. There is no luck over here. This team has been built off of prayers and hard work for almost 10 years now. We're finishing this Saturday night, not because I'm John Bones Jones, but because we've earned it. Will you be a witness? Hashtag UFC 235 March 2nd, hashtag Champion 2019, hashtag and still.
All right, so there they are. I don't think they're watching the fights. I think they're watching like cartoons or something. What do you think, Jesse? Like
I concur.
Yeah, I think they're watching Animaniacs, or I don't know, vintage cartoons. That's what I'm going to go with. Now, all joking aside, John Jones, I mean, he's got the team. He's got everything. He's got everything going for him. All the tools. He's very smart in the cage. He's strong. He's fast. He can beat you on the ground. He can beat you on the feet. And honestly, when I saw this Anthony Smith fight, I'm like, well, they're just buying time for him to fight DC at heavyweight. Honestly, that's what I see.
Yeah.
The Cain Velasquez thing is out the window, right? That's gone. So I see DC's retirement fight being Johnny Bones at heavyweight. This to me is the UFC layup. That's what UFC's plan is. Now the question is, does Anthony Smith foil the plan? We've seen it be foiled before. But what's funny about the UFC is it's more with Bellator. Bellator, they've had these plans where they're just going to give these fighters layups, in air quotes, and it just falls flat on their face, right? Like, Bellator just can't get it right. With the UFC, they know how to get it right. And with this matchup over here, I see layup. I really do. And I think the UFC sees the same thing. So it would be hilarious if Johnny Bones does lose, because then it's like, then what? Now what? You know, I don't think Santos, who looks fantastic, I don't think they're just going to throw him Santos. I think he's going up for a big money fight at heavyweight.
That's right.
That's what I'm seeing. Let's see what the chat says.
Al Goody says Jones will win in the third submission. Duke Chronic, even if John loses, he has heavyweight and DC.
That's true. Win or lose, it's a good point. Win or lose, he has heavyweight in DC. It just loses its luster. I feel that Daniel Cormier won't take the fight if John loses. If John loses to Anthony Smith, you can just wash that DC fight away.
Right.
In my opinion. That's what I think. But you never know. The money might still be there, and they might still make it, so it's possible. What else do they say in the chat?
Niall Flanagan says, great to see a Smith upset. Duke Chronic, the UFC has a new 205 champ. Who won it? Dario Ferreira says, I come for Jessie. I come for Dario. Sean McKenzie says, John Jones will KO Smith in the second round. 2 joints, DC's the true GOAT. Trunk Savage says, Jones via head kick. Butterfly Massacre Lawler is the favorite a few days ago. Patney 186 says, John Jones looks like he's watching his court footage in that pick.
Yeah, right. The it looks like he's with his team, and he's like, yeah, that's me. Let's pull it back up here.
Art Vandalay says, hey Connor, where's Cladav? Sebastian Gutierrez says, Jessie is very, very so beautiful. Sebastian is very, very so beautiful.
You think this is, maybe they're right. We're showing the picture again for those that are just listening. And yeah, John Jones, maybe they're watching the picogram thing. Or maybe they're watching, I don't know, videos on how to hide steroids, where to smuggle your steroids, or how to pass piss tests. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, do you think, and we haven't really spoken about this, John Jones fighting this Saturday against Anthony Smith, main event. Do you think John Jones will fight, or do you think there will be some more drama?
Why would he not?
With the USADA?
I don't think it's going to matter.
Well, do you... all right, let me ask this question. Do you think that there will be drama before the fight?
In regards to John Jones' situation?
With PP. Yeah, because USADA, there's a test.
I think there's going to be some kind of headline, but it's not going to be any different than the same shit we've already seen, and we already know he's going to fight. That's what I think is going to happen.
All right, everyone in the chat, I see clean PP. Clean PP or dirty PP? That's all I want in the chat. Clean PP or dirty PP? A clean PP or dirty PP? Let me know in the chat what you guys and gals think, as we're having a wonderful, wonderful night tonight.
Wonderful.
Joke Savage says, a Cuban and H2 joins Fook drama. Jeremiah Joseph says, Jones KOs this bum. Skullcracker says, dirty PP, post reloaded, dirty, Michael Insulin clean. Duke Chronic, John might do coke before the fight. Jason Back says, need a super chat. Jeremiah White, that dude will piss hot forever. Joe Rod, stinky PP. Thomas Matthew, clean. Roberto Hernandez, clean PP. 2 joints, Golden Shower PP. Drunk Savage, clean, hopefully. Kainoda 74, dirty PP. Van Shipman, Pico PP. Post Reloaded says, and weighs in over 205 too. Easy E says, clean.
Whoa.
And H says, dirty PP. Jordan Ellis retracted his message. That's so rude.
I was trying to time it when you were done with one to go right into it, but you're quick. You're very quick. All right, keep going. More PPs.
No, that's good.
All right, 20 likes.
20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
All right, MMA-Holes uniting tonight on a... You're fucking falling asleep. Who does that on the clock?
I was falling asleep. I was looking at the chat.
Yeah, you're just fucking chilling. No Xanax. No marijuana. Maybe there's marijuana in that thing, that bag over there. Maybe Paul sent you some fucking herb. Maybe. It's possible. So what you got? Let's just go close up on Jessie right now. The eyes are half closed to those that are just listening.
No,
Jessie, what is going on? What's happening here? You sleepy?
Absolutely
Need some sleep?
Nothing.
Need a nap? So to those in the chat that are still hanging out, 125 people still hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
Respect. Lasting that long into this tomfoolery. We are re-binge watching Breaking Bad. This is my favorite all-time show. It's the best show of all time. And Jessie hasn't seen the whole thing in its entirety. So I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go back in. I'm going. Let's put on the fucking rubber outfit. Let's do it. Let's put the gloves on. Let's put the mask on. I'm in. Let's go. And we are diving into Breaking Bad. And maybe this is a side effect of you diving into Breaking Bad, Jessie. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
When your previous job before this,
Yeah.
did you, like, when you were super exhausted, were you, like, just fucking at work, just, like, just, like, falling asleep?
No, I
or
never
you,
used to get exhausted. I used to stay up all night.
Yeah.
I never used to get exhausted.
Is it because of the time of the show? It's a little too late?
No, I'm good.
Am I boring you?
Sometimes.
I'm
I'm just kidding.
That's probably what's going on right now.
Kidding.
I bore myself. All right, let's see what the next story is. JBH.
According to BJPenn.com, Sage Northcutt is set to make his one championship debut in May.
Thanks, Mrs. Jessie. I'm going to be making my one debut. We haven't done this in a while, Jessie.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's move the mouth. Here we go. Hold on. His mouth is a little unlined up. Let's unline it up. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm Fuck, my mouth is so fucked up right now. Let me move it up a little bit. Oh, fuck me. Hey, Mrs. Jessie, how you doing?
It's too big.
My mouth is so fucking big. It's on my nose right now. All right, here it is. Jessie, thanks for having me on the show. It's really great to see you.
Your mouth's too big. Shrink it.
No, this is the size of my mouth right now, Mrs. Jessie. Thank you for having me on. I'm going to be fighting in one championship. How are you tonight?
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes?
From the UFC to one championship, a transition that multiple big-name fighters are starting to find themselves going through. And you being the more recent who came as a bit of a surprise to see departing the UFC, how do you feel about jumping right into one championship, doing their media gatherings, and, you know, making your announcement that your promotional debut will come on May 17th in Singapore?
Well, thank you for asking that, Mrs. Jessie. I mean, you are just a beautiful young lady, and I would like to have anal sex with you.
Well, no thank you. I'm taken.
Well, okay. Sure. Let's just get back to the story of me at one championship. I cannot wait. I've been pumping steroids up my ass. No USADA. I've been going juice to the gills. They've been fucking injecting horse meat into my eyeballs.
Sage, your mouth is too big.
Well, that's what happens.
Ridiculous.
When my steroids kick in like this, my mouth gets enlarged. It sometimes is your head, but my mouth...
Enlarged or enlarged?
Enlarged.
Enlarged.
It enlarges.
Can I ask you, what's the difference between enlarged and enlarged?
Fuck you, Miss Jessie. I see you're trying to make fun of me.
Fuck you, Sage Northcutt. Don't talk to me like that.
You shouldn't talk over the God's gift to women right now. This is very...
You're far from God's gift to women, Sage.
You are a rude bitch. And a cunt.
You're a fucking cunt.
Fuck
you probably
you,
don't
cunt.
even have a penis. Your penis is probably the size. At least your penis is probably inverted.
My cunt. Let me tell you something about my penis.
That's what I fucking knew. I knew you had a cunt.
My penis is like a Ken doll.
I knew you had a fucking cunt. Your penis is so inverted it looks like a fucking vagina.
Jessie, you're doing a great job right now, but not really. I'm lying.
No, you're doing a horrible job. Your comebacks are completely awful. I could fucking blaze you in a second.
Jessie, let me tell you something about my
Tell me something right now, Sage Northcutt.
My flat fucking penis.
Your
let me tell you something
inverted
about
cunt
that.
penis?
I don't like that you're talking over me. You do this to Mystic Moss. You cannot do this to me. It's
I don't
unfair.
do this to Mystic Moss. We talk over each other all the time.
How dare you do this to me?
Over you.
This is unbelievable stuff.
This is unbelievable.
Anyway.
What?
Back to one championship. I will be fighting over there, Miss Jessie, you cunt. And I will win.
Okay, inverted penis.
I'm going to beat up all the gooks. I'm going to fuck them all up. I'm going to take all the gooks out.
You look ridiculous.
They want to call this Gook Championship, but now it's Sage Northcutt Championship.
All right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Goodbye, Sage.
Should we get to the story?
Well, that was the story.
Oh, okay. What else do we have in the news? That went well.
All right. According to CBS Sports, former NBA player Royce White enters MMA and sets sight on his UFC heavyweight championship.
Who the fuck is that guy?
All right, let's see.
Royce White, a former NBA draft first-round selection of the Houston Rockets in 2012, is making the career transition into mixed martial arts, and he has some lofty goals to go along with the move. The 6'8" White reveals to ESPN that he's entering the fight game and believes he has all the tools necessary to make his transition a smooth one. In a book White released on Wednesday titled MMA times NBA, a critique of modern sport in America, White revealed that he's been training in MMA for the past 6 or 7 months. While promoting the release of his book, White told The Last Renaissance that he has his sights set on becoming the UFC heavyweight champion during this journey.
Before you keep going with the story,
Sure.
is he in heaven? What is this picture taken? Has he died? Has he passed on?
Absolutely.
There's a white glow behind him.
He's
and
passed on. He's in NBA heaven because now he's on his way to MMA.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. At this time, White doesn't appear to have a debut fight lined up with the amateur ranks, but if he should begin to make a name for himself on the circuit as an ex-NBA star, it won't be long before Dana White and company have the big man on the radar. White was the 16th overall pick by the Rockets in 2012 NBA draft, though the extent of his NBA playing experience is limited to 3 games with the Sacramento Kings in the 2013-14 season. He's played both in the NBA Summer League and overseas during his brief professional basketball career.
So he's not very good.
He sounds kind of like a nobody, but
okay.
You know.
So there we go. A new fighter coming in.
Yeah.
NBA to MMA. I'm into it. I want to see every sport get into MMA. I want to see like volleyball, badminton. I want to see it all. I want to see crossovers everywhere.
Yeah.
I think, like I said in the beginning of the show, I think NBA should have fighting in it. I really do. I believe it. If hockey can have it. I mean, baseball kind of has it.
Just recently, there was a little bit of an altercation in NBA.
But it's so NBA fights, and we've actually broken down some of the NBA fights. These guys are tremendous. They're big dudes, and they're the lamest fights I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. Like, I want to see these two go at it. Like, I want to see 2 guys go at it on the court. I really do. I want a penalty box. I want the whole deal. I really do. There's no equipment in the way too, which makes it even better. You know? Could you imagine like LeBron James throwing down with, I don't know, who else? Chris Paul. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I'd love to see it. I don't know. I want to see that. Anyway, let's see what else we have in the news.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
All right, good night. Don't be an a-hole. What?
Oh, that's my job.
Oh, sorry. Let's open up the phone lines. You thought you could get off that easy.
Fuck.
Jessie's like counting. It's like you're at work and you're counting down the fucking clock. You're like, oh shit, we have 24 more minutes of this hell. I have to stay here for 24 minutes.
This is my job.
I swear to God, when I was 22, if I was doing this, I would be jerking off.
I kid. I'm very appreciative for my position here.
All righty, Jessie. Talk to the people in the chat, and I'm going to set up the phone lines. Get ready to call in.
Buzz Coker says, yeah, NBA fights are horrible. Those dudes are too lanky and cumbersome.
Cumbersome, too rich or too poor, 200 me less, I wanted it more. A better taste is cumbersome. Oh, no. Bang. No. Cumbersome. You have no idea what that song is, Jessie. It's a one-hit wonder. Let me know in the chat with the ones.
I did a great job singing along, though.
One-hit wonder, cumbersome.
Yeah.
Let me know in the chats with the one if you've ever heard of cumbersome.
Votes Reloaded says, hello. Wicked World says, NH, you better call NH. Call in, people, call. Drunk Savage says, don't forget you can be replaced, JBH. Just kidding. Knee slap for Drunk Savage. If anyone tries to replace me, I will fucking stab them in the throat. I will chop their fucking heads off, and I will put it in a box. I will put it in a box like the movie Seven.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I will bring it to their family, and I will make them scream what's in the box as they open it and watch the blood of their loved one leak out of their decapitated head.
There's stages to Jessie. There's stages. There's very sleepy, and then there's extreme rambly. Like, I really don't know what she just said over there. I'm scared. I don't know what happened. There are stages. It's a fantastic world we live in.
I have an announcement to make.
Yeah.
I have multiple personalities.
Yeah, I think the chat knows this already. All right, thank you. Greg Cobb with the look of concern in the chat. All right, the phone lines are open 516-522-0267. 516-522-0267. 0267. Get in on the lines. Let me know what you think about this shite over here.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith saying he's going to finish John Bones Jones, a mega card this weekend. And this is not the card, but UFC 235 is what we'll be watching. Let's go back. We're stuck on UFC 236, and the website is fucked up. Look at that, Jess. That's great, right?
JBH, we love all your 6 personalities.
We got to name each and every. There's Olga and there's JBH.
You already have one for Olga.
Yeah, we need the rambling one though. There is a rambling personality where, you go micro machines. You get there. So we need that one. We need a name for that. Help me on the chat. Esoteric God. Is he in the chat? Let's hope. Unknown caller, you alive with the MMA-Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Oh, fuck, I'm on the air. Okay. Yeah, my name is Weston. I'm, really young to be watching this, but I do not give a shit. So my question is, what do you think is next for the light heavyweight division if Smith beats Jones?
Okay, thank you for the call.
I like this kid.
Look at that. I thought it was a girl. I thought that was a girl.
No, I think it's a dude.
A young guy. All right, so there you go.
I think it's a dude.
Listen, all ages can watch this show with your parents. All right. The next at light heavyweight. That's an interesting question over here. I believe that John Jones will be going up to heavyweight after this fight. I really do believe that. So that opens up a whole can of worms here at light heavyweight, right? You got Santos. You got Mrs. Santos knocking on the door. And what about Gustafsson, man? He took one L, but that was just one loss against the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah.
He's marching around over here. So I have a feeling this is going to happen. Get ready, friends. There is going to be an interim title at light heavyweight. When John Jones goes up, we're going to see an interim strap at light heavyweight. Get ready. It's going to happen. Now the question is...
Very interesting concept, Mystic Mind.
Yeah, well, what do you think? What do you think is next?
I think it could happen. I agree. I think it's very possible. I don't know.
All right, let's go to the rankings over here and see what possible opportunities at light heavyweight. John Jones, the current champion. Oops.
The MMA-Holes corrupting the youth of tomorrow.
Yes, share it with all your school friends. Please. We can use the help.
Good job, young man. Good question, too. Yeah, that's right. Encourage the young MMA fans. Encourage them.
Okay, so Daniel Cormier, well, he's gone. He's donezo, right? He's back at he's at heavyweight. I don't think he's ever coming back down. Gustafsson took the loss. Anthony Smith is fighting for the belt. Jan Blachowicz takes the loss. So now you have these people over here. You got Anderson, Ozdemir, fucking A. Dominic Reyes. Jose, if you're in the chat, Dominic Reyes is someone that is a contender. This is the guy over here that might be the next big thing. So look out for Dominic Reyes moving up. I don't know if he's going to jump that high, but if he gets a win in the meantime, you might see him in the picture. So that's one that I'm looking at. But man, oh man, light heavyweight needs some help. They really do. If John leaves this weight class, it's pretty shitty. Yeah, Corey Nipples. I don't know. Man, it's a fucking lackluster division without him. All right, here we go. 516-522-0267. Getting on the lines. That was actually a good question over there. Let's see what the chat says.
512-566-0267.
All right, let's see what the chat says.
All right, Great Cobb says, I'm just having a little fun. Machete. Duke Chronic says, did Jan win? Two joints, marijuana, addicted, autistic, wonderful adults.
No, Jan did not win, Duke. No, he didn't. He actually got fucked up in that fight by Santos.
Drunk Savage says, I bet that was really Vigo calling in. Duke Chronic, UFC dumped a lot of big guys to Bellator. Greg Cobb, Johnny Walker, guys, next champ.
All right, so Johnny Walker is what people are saying. Unknown caller live with the MMA-Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Hey, peace and blessings. This is the therapist. Peace, brother. Peace, queen. How are you?
We are wonderful, wonderful. The therapist is in the house. What's going on?
Hey, I guess what? I'm staying down low like two flat tires on the benzo.
That's good stuff.
Guess what? I'm like John Jones. Hey, I'm a professional sucker ducker. It's hard on the gangster and the trucker.
Fucking shots fired. Shots fired over here.
Hey, bling bling. All right.
What is on your mind, man?
All right. Hey, like I always say, hey, let's get into the science. Anthony Smith versus John Jones. Just like I say, hey, let's break this down scientifically. And here's how we going with this. Well, number one, Anthony has more fights than John. But the thing is, he hasn't faced a caliber of a John Jones type. So let me go into John Jones. John Jones, yes, he has beat a lot of people, but here's the thing about John Jones, and this is one thing that we don't see in a lot of champions. He's still hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have to admit that. I mean, this dude is still hungry. I mean, he hasn't slacked on his Mac. He hasn't simped on his pimp. Hey, I mean, he's going like he ain't even won the belt yet, and that's that hunger and that drive. So I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go. Third round, TKO. John Bones Jones, man.
All right, thanks for the call.
I love you.
There he is, esoteric therapist. Look at that, fucking on fire. He comes in guns blazing. What do you think?
Oh, that guy is so fucking funny.
Best.
I can't stand it. He's so funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even know what he's saying.
Maybe he's being serious. Maybe that's his personality, Jess. maybe that's just how he rolls, Well, how dare you laugh? He's a nice guy.
I love that guy.
I love him too. He's great. He's one of the best. He's a good caller. He is a good caller. We're gonna open up the phone lines in a second. I see the Acumen. Is coming in.
Super chat.
Niall Flanagan coming in.
Is this Jose on the phone?
No. Trust me, you'll know if it's Jose.
Yeah. Niall Flanagan, check this shit out. You've inspired us. You've inspired the holes on the MMAHoles.com. And yes, there is an MMA Hole shirt called the Acumen shirt. That's right. The Acumen shirt has been made. And there it is. Acumen. There it is. Check it out on the MMAHoles.com. Let's open the phone lines back up. And thank you for the donation, Niall. Wonderful, wonderful.
Acumen.
516-522-0267. Get in on the lines. Love to know what you think about the whole Anthony Smith. Very confident against John Jones. If you want to make a bet, do it at BetDSI. Link in the description. Promo code MMAHOLE. There is still a lopsided gap. Anthony Smith is a plus 575. Whoa! Everyone's calling us tonight. Oh, shit. I lost. God damn it. I lost everybody. How the fuck? How did that happen, Jesse? You see that? I do not know what just happened there. What the fuck? All right. So our phone lines are possessed, Jesse. That's never happened before.
How bizarre.
Every window is closed, yet the phone line's still going through. Let's open it back up over here. That's really creepy. Call back. We're going to open it up again. Our phone lines have been possessed. After the esoteric therapist calls in, everything goes awry. You never know. You never know what can happen on the show. Here we go. 516-522-0267. That's right. That's the number over there. What a fucking weird show tonight.
Great show tonight. I'm having a lot of fun. Are you?
Yeah. I always have listen. To do this shit, how are you not having fun? Unknown caller. Live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your mind?
Oi, mate. It's Pop-Up Cheerio. And my question is, what's next for Woodley if he beats whatever his name is? I can't even remember his name.
Usman.
Oh, my God. Is this a female Australian calling in?
Oi, mate, it is.
There you go. Look at that, Jesse.
Is this a joke? Is this a joke?
No, it's Weston again, motherfuckers.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Thanks for the call.
I should sock you in your face, little kid.
It's that girl again. Yeah.
It's like,
what is next for Tyron Woodley if he beats, what's that guy's name? Usman, which is not going to happen. We shouldn't even have to answer that question. But I think Tyron goes up. Yeah. I think if Tyron beats Usman, no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Colby Covington then goes up. That's what's going to happen. If he beats Usman, he has Covington. That is a guarantee going to happen. And then goes up to middleweight. 516-522-0267.
T-Dunes called him a gay kangaroo.
I like that kid. Kid's funny. We need more of them.
Yeah.
the fucking accent. And you're like, oh my God, is this person?
I thought it sounded real for a minute. And then I started to realize towards the end that
it's real to me. It was real to me. 516-522-0267.
It was real to me.
We'll take a couple more calls. Let us know about John Jones, Anthony Smith. A lot of fights on this card. could be the best card of the year. Let me know in the chat. Do you think this is the best card of the year? Woodley Usman, Lawler Askren, Torres Zhang, Garbrandt versus Munoz. How about Cody Garbrandt, man? Guy was on top of the world. Now he is
on the bottom of the world.
Well, he's not the bottom completely, but
he's at the equator. That was funny. You said he's on the top of the world. He's not on the bottom. He's at the equator. He's right in the middle. That's not funny.
It's very.
That's hilarious.
You are live with the MMA-Holes. What is your name and what is on your minds?
What's up? This is the king of the calls.
King, what's up?
Nothing much. I want to guys get your opinion. Did you see Khabib, his post on Instagram?
No, what did he say?
He was posting on Instagram, and he's basically calling out the degeneracy, calling out the filth. He's saying, Dagestan, get this prostitute, get this fornication, whatever it is, some stripper on some climbing on some dude, just basically some filth. That's not the only thing Khabib did. He called out a rap concert.
Wait, hold on. This is on Instagram?
Yeah, it's on Instagram. You translate it. You can see the picture up there.
What is the picture that we're looking for? I'm on his Instagram right now.
It's like some girl half naked climbing on the dude. He might have deleted it. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
not here. All right, so what did it say, though? What happened there?
Yeah, he was just calling him out. He said he was Dagestan. Is this what we wanted, Dagestan? This prostitute climbing over this dude? Get it out of here. We don't want that.
Okay.
And that's not the first time he called out the filth, the Zionist filth that's been infiltrated the entire world. He called out some rap concert that was going on in his hometown in Dagestan. And he's basically saying, get this rap shit out of here, man. We don't need this shit. I like Khabib. I got a lot in common with him when it comes about his morals, his fundamentalism.
Mm-hmm.
I got much more in common with him than some of these other fucking, I don't even know what to call it. Some of these other fighters like to come out with their rap concert and live in their little, like Conor McGregor and his flashy lifestyle.
Okay.
I just wish Khabib went back to his old ways. Humbleness, fighting the best fighters. Who's up next? Now we got the Ali manager, and he's just I don't know. Hope he's not going back to his old ways. Hope he gets back to his new ways and calling out the Zionist media, get some morals in this world, because it's nice to have a champion like that who's doing the right thing and not some John Jones type character, piece of shit. Or some Conor McGregor flamboyant, braggadocious character.
Okay.
But other than that, Anthony Smith for the upset. I think he's going to knock him out. Jones is off the juice. He's on drug testing, strict drug testing. He's not been on the juice. And Cody Garbrandt's going to get upset. He's going to lose to Pedro Munoz. Those are my picks tonight. Lock them in.
All right, thanks for the call. There he is. The king of the calls calling in. He's not happy with Khabib, with what's going on lately, and we was touching on that earlier in the stream, how it seems like what he was all about is kind of gone out the window, and now he's about money, and I can't blame him for being about money. I mean, that's what it's about, right? The window closes really quick, so you gotta fucking jump through that window, you gotta fucking jump through there, make the money, and then jump back through the other side and hang with the boys,
Hang with the
so yeah, Khabib Nurmagomedov, he did, I don't know if he really posted about some chick on there, but it's gone, whatever. And what do you think about his pick with Cody Garbrandt losing to Pedro Munoz, Jessie?
I think he's right. I think Munoz is going to take the win.
Really? Yeah. You got Munoz for the
What? I answered your question.
I want to make a shirt. We've made a bunch of shirts on the MMAHoles.com. I want to make a shirt, right? NFG. That's what I want to make a shirt with your face, like where it's kind of like you're slouched over, like those eyes, like this. No fucks given. That's what I want to do.
No, I do care though.
No, but I like that idea for a shirt. Like, there are times where you're like, I know you care about what's going on in the show.
Yeah, of course I do.
There are a time where it's like you're marching to your own beat. You're cool. You just chill. You just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
You just here, just hanging.
No, I'm not just here. Like I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm enjoying the show. I'm
the NFG shirt. No fucks given.
Guys, here's the thing. I'm so over being told how to act.
Well, I'm not telling you how to act.
Like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy now. Like I'm finally just chill.
Yeah.
I'm just happy.
Chilling. She's hanging with the boys.
Fuck
That's right.
everyone.
Hanging with the
Fuck
boys.
it. Fuck all of you. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck Kevin from Chicago. Fuck King of the Calls. Fuck all of it. I'm just having fun.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. Having a good time, Jessie. Having a good time. All right, let's take one more call and we'll wind this shit down. 516-522-0267. If you want to see more on what we said about the whole Anthony Smith and John Jones thing, just run it back.
Don't cry, Roberto. I was just kidding. Not fuck you, but you know.
All right. NH, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hey. Hi, Chris. Hi, Jessie.
Hello.
Hi, NH.
Hey. Hi, Jessie. You're looking beautiful.
Oh, and you are looking drop dead gorgeous through that computer screen.
Yeah. Do I sound better?
You
sound great. Hold on a second,
Then
Ed.
stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Kid
Better
Love
sound
Productions.
Bill Maher is a pedophile. He has a production company called Kid Love Production.
Hello?
Also, go to YouTube. Bill Maher
Hello?
openly advocates for pedophilia. Most will deny this because he loves Maher, but it's true. Pedophiles and abortionists are evil.
What? Oh, first of all, I do not love Bill Maher. It's the furthest thing from the truth, by the way. But thank you for the donation. No, I do not. And do you like Bill Maher? He's repulsive to me. But his movie.
I like Bill Maher.
Good. What'd you say, Ann?
Just sometimes, some of his shows.
Yeah,
They're-
he-
I watch.
Super chat.
Henry Solstice with a 15.
Cyborg blew my dough on my 1K deposit.
Whoa.
I lost my BetDSI bonus on Gus. Now I need Lionheart to beat Jones. 500
Hey, can you
turned
guys
to
hear me
7K.
okay? My phone is
Check
acting
the
up really bad.
webpage. Tell them.
Yes, and we do hear you, and thank you, Henry Solstice. Wait, he's saying check the webpage with what?
500 turned to 7K. Check the webpage.
Now I need a Lionheart to beat John Jones. Check the webpage. Tell them. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, so you're saying tell BetDSI. And we do hear you. We had 2 donations coming through. Wow, big donation over there. Thank you very much.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just my phone's been acting up, so I just want to make sure.
Okay. All right, so we have NH, the
Time for-
7% knitter on the phone right now. Welcome to the show, Ann.
Hi.
Hi.
I feel better.
Yeah, you sound a lot better.
You look. I mean, not look. You sound great, NH.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I listened to myself last time I called, and that was bad.
You sound great. You sound wonderful, wonderful. It's good to hear you better.
Yep, good to be better. That's for sure. The flu and bronchitis, not good.
Jessie's she's just sucking oxygen in right now. She's going. She's just.
Jessie, flex, Jessie, flex.
No
I
fucks. No fucks.
I hid behind my microphone so nobody can see me. You can't. If you mention it, it's not worth hiding behind my microphone. Don't mention it, and they'll never see me. I hide behind my microphone.
You didn't
for
hide
a reason.
there. I'll watch that replay. By the way, yeah, you require a lot of oxygen. That's what I think it is. You need oxygen. You need more oxygen than the normal human being.
Why won't you leave me alone tonight? You
No, I was just watching the screen, and all I see is this. As Ann was talking, beautiful Ann was talking, I hear just yawning on Ann.
I hid behind my microphone though.
Yeah, no.
I always
not the
whenever
last
I
one.
yawn, I hide behind my microphone because it's discreet. Nobody sees me. But then if you mention it, then they know I yawn. But you can't tell them.
All right. Well, let me know in the chat if you saw the yawn.
Listen, I just have a yawning problem. And let me just tell you something. And please don't take offense to this. Whenever
God.
someone's talking, if I start yawning, it's not because I'm bored. I'm listening. I don't know what it is. Like, I have a weird yawning problem. Like, every 5 minutes, I have to yawn. I don't know if it's like a tick. I don't know what the fuck it is. But I'm not bored. I promise. I'm not bored. I'm listening. I don't know why I do it.
Yeah. How could you be bored?
I don't know.
With all of us, right?
Right.
You can't be bored. No, you're not bored. We know that.
Let me know in the chat. Do you think
know you're
Jessie's
not
bored?
bored.
Yes or no? Bored? Yes. Bored? No. I don't think she's bored either.
Not bored.
I'm not bored.
No.
I just think she doesn't give a fuck, to be honest.
I do. I care. I care a lot.
No, what I'm saying you don't care what anyone thinks, is what I'm saying.
Well-
you just like, I'm just going to yawn in your face. I don't care.
No, I'm not obnoxious.
Like, have you
that.
ever seen like a host of a TV show, like at any time, just in the middle of a conversation, just go,
I'm sorry. I'll work on it. I'm sorry.
Imagine. Could you imagine like Tom Brokaw, like this breaking news?
But I'll work on it. I got it. I'll work on it.
Like, oh my God, we are being attacked. Holy shit, the Freedom Tower is dropping right now. No? All right.
That was kind of funny.
Holy shit.
That was funny.
That would be pretty funny though, right? That could be a thing. That could be your thing. Like everyone has a catchphrase. You know, that could be your thing. All right, Ann.
It's fine, Jesse.
What do you think about the fights this weekend, Ann?
I think Jones is still going to win, yes.
All right. Johnny Bones for the win over Anthony Smith. What about T. Wood and Usman? A lot of controversy. I'm going to do a poll for this one. What do you think about this fight?
I'm with you, Usman.
Ooh, Kamaru Usman. Now, do you think Usman is going to pull off a finish or a decision? How do you see this happening?
I think he can pull off a finish.
Mm-hmm. Now, Jessie, I know you are in favor of Usman.
I think he's just been building up, and I think everything's just going to go right into this fight, and he's going to go, bam! You're going to see the old Usman and KO.
Wow. Look at that, Jess. What do you think about that? A finish by Usman. Hold on. Wait for it.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with it for now.
What the fuck is going on? What do you mean, sure, we'll go with it?
Because I might change my pick.
Okay.
Why do you keep making fun of me?
No, I'm not. You're doing great.
I swear to God.
No,
I have 1 minute left of the show, and he hasn't left me alone.
No, I'm not doing anything. Real.
We love you, and
Chris,
Snow is evil. Woodley for a win.
There you go. Woodley for the win over there.
See, she's laughing. She's laughing.
Yeah, she's doing fine. I think she's doing great.
That's not what he's going to tell me after the show. He's going to be like, what the fuck was your problem?
No, I'm not.
Yes.
All right, when you go into this bizarro world, it's great. I love it. I actually love it because I just sit back and I could eat popcorn right now.
Yeah, you sit back and make fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm
put
just
me on blast.
Hold on, here's the thing.
I love popcorn.
Popcorn's delicious.
Parmesan cheese, yes.
Parmesan
cheese on your popcorn.
Hmm.
Yes, on your popcorn. It's good.
Have you ever mixed M&Ms with your popcorn?
No, I haven't.
What about steak?
I mean, I'll eat.
Have you ever put tuna fish
and maybe throw some M&Ms in my mouth?
It's not okay. So you put M&Ms and it's got to be salty, buttery popcorn. I don't even like popcorn.
But how do you eat it? It's got to be so messy.
Well, yeah, it is, but have a napkin. So you throw M&Ms in the popcorn and you mix it all together, and the M&Ms like the candy shell keeps the M&Ms from fully melting. But it's good because you got the sweet and salty. You just pop it all in your mouth at one time. It's great.
This wakes her up. M&Ms and popcorn. That's how it. Now we know.
Try that.
God, I'm just gonna stop talking. I can't say anything right now. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, now we know.
That popcorn.
Popcorn. Doesn't that get messy?
I just told you.
Yeah.
But I usually eat red vines and popcorn.
We eat what in popcorn?
Red vines.
Twizzlers are better.
Red vines.
What is that?
Twizzlers.
And popcorn. I don't eat it mixed in. I eat red vines and popcorn when I go to a movie.
Thank you, Greg Cobb.
Interesting.
It is good. It's really
not
good.
Twizzlers.
Well,
red
there you
vines.
go. Let me know in the
No
chat.
to Twizzlers.
I like Goobers. If I'm going to watch a movie, I need a chocolate-covered peanut. That's my choice. That's my go-to. I eat the Goobers. They have 7 grams of protein in the Goobers, and I throw it down my throat. All right, so, Ann, listen, there's some big fights. You go into the casino. You're winning some money. What are we doing?
Yeah, going to the casino. I'm going to try. Hopefully they'll be able to have it on there.
Okay.
With this new ESPN deal thing, stuff is kind of all messed up.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, Ann.
So hopefully they'll have it.
Enjoy those
If not,
fights.
I'll have to buy it or just listen to you guys, which is just as fun. So, which is better.
Wonderful.
That's right, Ann H. We love you. Thank you for joining in again on the MMA-Holes, and we will see you on Friday.
I love you guys. Bye.
Love you too. All right, Ann H.
Love you, Ann.
All right, so there she is. The queen of the 7%, Ann H. Coming in, the knitter. That's how you finish the show, Jessie. That's how you do it, right?
Right.
Super chat.
Real.
We love Ann H, but Kamara Koonman is losing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's keep that conversation going when the show is over. Comment section down below, Usman or Woodley? Love to know. In fact, you know what? We're going to throw up a poll. I think I'm going to do that. We'll throw up that magical poll, Usman or Woodley. Love to know what everyone thinks. Keep the conversation going in the comment section when these streams are done. Check out the MMAHoles.com. That's where we have all the stories, and you can talk over there as well as a message board on the MMAHoles.com. Like we said before, we have some new merch over there. We have the Dragons Loose. That's right. The Dragons Are Loose t-shirt is there. We have wonderful, wonderful stuff. And for St. Patty's Day, be an MMA hole. We got that as well. So if you want some swag, you want to be wonderful, check out our gear on the MMAHoles.com. Also, if you're going to make your bets, Jessie, BetDSI, right?
BetDSI. Link in the description. Promo code MMAHOLE.
That's right. And do not wait. Don't be a me. Don't be me. Don't wait. Anthony Smith is a plus 575. If you're going to make the bet, pull the trigger now. It already went from plus 700 to plus 575. In a couple of days, this shit will be plus 300. It's going to get closer and closer, and then no one's going to be making a bet. So if you feel that Anthony Smith is going to win that fight, now is the time to do it. The Woodley-Usman fight might be fucking completely even by the time the night comes. So if you want to get some bets in, now is the time to do it. BetDSI, link in the description. MMA Hole is the code. Jessie, what's going to put it on that pretty face of yours? The floor is completely yours. You can do whatever you want right now as the audience is watching you with your eyes closed.
Mystic Moss?
Yes.
Will you marry me?
They're requesting a yawn in the chat. Would you like to give them a quick yawn?
No, because you turned me down.
Oh. I didn't turn you down. That was Edmund. All right. Okay, this is getting weird.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-hole.
Oh, shit!
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
At the buzzer.
Hi, my name is Marty. Most people call me Kimura Kunman, but I'm also known as LL Kun J. Everyone bet on Woodley. I'm just a D2 jobber that got a title shot because Ali sucks off Dana White. I'm a good old coon that sucks up to the white man Dana.
Oh my God. It's terrible. Thank you, MMA Holes, for the donation over there. It's a terrible thing. Terrible things over there. But Marty Usman will be fighting Tyron Woodley this weekend. And I got to say this card is fantastic. I cannot wait. We'll be live again Fuqua Friday. Check out the other channels down below. And Jessie.
Two Joint says, which personality wants to marry Moss?
Wonderful.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.